What is up, my friends? It is another match day here on Anfield Agenda. The team news on your screen is now officially confirmed. It is unchanged from the midweek 11 that beat Real Madrid. I'll run through it for you momentarily. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend so far. Obviously, there's lots of 2 o'clock games on at the minute. Feel free to keep us up to date with what's going on in the chat. I'm going to take you through the Liverpool team really quickly. As I mentioned, it is unchanged. Mamardashvili in goal. Right back, Conor Bradley. Left back is Andy Robertson. Your centre-back pairing of Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate. Midfield of Dominic Szoboszlai, Alexis McAllister and Ryan Gravenberch. Up top, Mohamed Salah on the right. Florian Wirtz on the left, and of course Hugo Ekitike through the middle. Your Liverpool bench today is Woodman, Gomez, Endo, Kirkes, Isak, Chiesa, Jones, Gakpo, Ngamoa. So good to see Isak back there available. Good to see Curtis Jones as well on the bench today. So the options are becoming a little bit clearer and easier for the manager. For Pep Guardiola in his 1000th game as manager is Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal. Then it's Nunez, Diaz, Gvardiol and Nico O'Reilly. Then it is Nico, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Ryan Cherky, Jeremy Doku and Erling Haaland. That is Manchester City starting 11. So are we feeling nervous, happy, excited? Brentford have just equalised against Newcastle on my screen there now. Just having a quick look up at that one. So it's now Brentford 1, Newcastle 1. So yeah, Ian said another defeat. That's the spirit, Eno. That's the spirit. A nice upbeat start to the day. Honestly, I've no idea what to expect from today's game. It could be anything, like I've said all week. I think it's impossible to really call it until we see it out there on the pitch and we see how both teams are settling into it. John Jones, how are we? Good afternoon all. Hope we get the right of them today, Craig. Craig, hope you and the family are well. All good. This end, mate. All good, thank you. Just looking forward to this game. And then, unfortunately, it's another international break, isn't it? But the good news is it's the last international break till March time. So, as I mentioned, do let me know your thoughts on the team selection. It's unchanged from the last game, which I've got to say, I think most of us will be happy with. I certainly don't have any complaints. Craig, did you have spag ball and chips today, buddy? I haven't had anything to eat yet. I won't eat until about midnight, 1 a.m. And no, I'm actually bored of that. You're right, though. It is usually my match day dinner. But no, I'm having a chicken fillet, Nando sauce, flatbread. That's today's dinner. But I love the way you know my habits. Well done. If only my wife could remember as much, mate. There absolutely is sound, Ali. Anybody who does not sound like that's a you thing, mate, not a me thing. I have a sound bar in front of me and I can see that the sound is absolutely fine. Not nervous, said Dan Mullen. Liverpool will beat them. I don't know about that, Dan, about not being nervous. I mean, of course, it's possible we win. It's possible Man City win. But these games always make me nervous. Even if we come into them in brilliant form and Man City aren't, it always makes me nervous. And you throw in that it's Pep Guardiola's 1000th game as a coach today. And it kind of just, it adds to it, doesn't it? What's the bench looking like? It is, let me run through it for you. So, Joe Gomez, Wataru Endo, Milos Kerkez, Alexander Isak, Federico Chiesa, Curtis Jones, Cody Gakpo, Freddie Woodman, and Rio Ngamoa. So that is the Liverpool bench today. Karen said sound fine for me. It's fine for everyone, Karen, except the gentleman who obviously had something on mute, because it's all good. I can see I have a sound bar on my screen that shows me if the audio is getting through OBS okay, and it's fine, thankfully. And I can glance down and see that I haven't put my microphone on silent, which I have been known to do, Karen. I've been known to start streams with the mic on silent, but we're on a good run of not doing that so far. Watch me do it now in the very next stream. Craig, I have a question about the tickets for the games to Anfield. I'm going to watch the Brighton game December 13th. Where can I find good websites for tickets? I don't touch that question, Mohammed. Don't touch it, because the only answer is go to one of the club's official ticketing partners or buy a hospitality ticket directly from the club. After that, I don't want to steer you somewhere, mate, where your money might get pinched. I don't want you to have a wasted trip over. So, yeah, that's my honest answer, dude. And I wish I had an answer that would say, do this and you'll get your ticket, but I don't want you to have your money pinched. And I've had too many people over the last 2 seasons say to me that they've been on Facebook pages or they've been on websites and they've been left short of their tickets when they've made the trip over. Even myself, coming over from Ireland, mate, we went directly through the club and got hospitality tickets because we wanted, like yourself, just to make sure that the trip wasn't wasted. I'm sorry, honestly sorry, I couldn't give you a better answer, but that's the truth. I know there will be people who will be able to say to you, look, I used this site and it was fine. I just don't feel comfortable doing that because, it's your hard-earned money, and I know how important and how difficult it is to get tickets over to watch the Reds. How's the man cave coming along? It's not a man cave, it's a working office, sir, don't you know? It's good, yeah, it's good. No idea when it'll be finished, but in all honesty, we won't be moving into it for the foreseeable. We've got to make sure that once it's built, we kit it out properly, and that's going to take some time to source all of the bits and pieces that we need. Kenya's in the house. How are we? Welcome in. Nice to see you. Can't wait for this. Let's go Reds. Honestly, I'm nervous. I don't know what to make of the game. There's every chance we do well. Of course there is. But I'd be a liar if I told you I'm not nervous going into this one. But even last year, I was nervous. We were coming into a great form. They were all over the shop. And look, we deservedly beat them. But today, both of us are coming in semi-decent form. That idiot that said Cherokee's on the same level as Elliot. Watch him dunk and you was a deluge to take shocking ball knowledge. Well, firstly, fuck you. Let's start with that. You don't come in and insult my community and think I'm going to let you just sit there and get away with it. Cherokee is better than Elliot, no denying that. But for me, if you want to have silly conversations, it's trying to compare Cherokee and Verts. And the fact you said watch him dunk on you and then said to somebody else, lack of ball knowledge, dunk on you. Cool. Maybe there's another YouTuber or something that'll put up with your stupidity, but it ain't going to be me, bro. You will show respect to my community or you'll do it. It's as simple as that. How much does a minimum cost estimate? So I have an idea. Well, look, mate, again, it depends on the fixture you're going to. You said Brighton, if I remember correctly, December 13th. If you can get a hospitality, probably somewhere between £300 and £450, I'd guess, maybe for the ticket. I think it was about £700 for the Manchester United ticket, which is a lot of money, like I said, but it needs to be the peace of mind of making sure we get into the ground. If you can pick up a face value ticket, £60, give or take. But like I said, I just don't want you to have a wasted trip, my man. That'll be if I said to you go to this website and then you said, Craig, I didn't get into the stadium, break my heart. It would break my heart, mate. I don't want to do that to you. VAR just acted properly in the Palace game. There you go. So it is possible. It's possible. I'm looking forward to seeing Verts on the left again. If he passes the test today, it could be the way to go. Yeah, I'm excited as well to see to see Flo out there on the left. Worked against Real Madrid, but again, different opposition today. Look, I understand going with the same 11, and I agree with it. It's it would feel pretty unfair, particularly to the midfield three, if after 2 consecutive wins and clean sheets that they didn't get another chance. Right, Tipsy Dipsy, how are we, sir? Hope we get the win. However, I really hope we see a great performance today. We need to see consistency, and I really hope we press from the off. Same, dude. Look, I'd take a draw, and I'm not going to change my stance on that. I understand people wanting to win. Of course I do. I want to win as well. But with the week we've had, the context that's in it, if we can get a draw, get through another difficult fixture and not lose ground on Arsenal, I'd take that. But, of course, the win is preferable. Kyle Desmond, how are we, Kyle? Said, going to be a tough game, but got a feeling Verts will be his best and score, I'll say 3-1 Liverpool. So, you know me, I love a little punt on these. So I've got 3 lots of fivers on. I've a fiver on Verts from outside the box, 30-1. A fiver on Maka from outside the box, 23-1, I think. And a fiver on Gravenberg from outside the box, 25-1. So they're all my little punts, if you want to call them that, today. Going for outside the box today is the goals. Watch the one midfielder I don't have, Szoboszlai now, slap one in top corner, but look, I don't care. Lose bets, win game, happy days. No way I'd buy a hospitality ticket. I just wanted to ask, because non-premium tickets I saw cost around 200, so it made me question the minimum. Again, it's really difficult to get yourself a cost price ticket unless you're going hospitality. So if you feel comfortable taking the chance on the 200, as I said, that's on you, my man. But either way, I hope you have a good trip, and I sincerely hope you get into the game and enjoy it. You might have missed Harry's super chat yesterday, sent at the end. No, I think I covered every super chat yesterday, and what do you want me to do about that now? In all honesty, I think I covered the super chat that came in right at the end yesterday, if I remember correctly. I waited for it and read it out. Else Tuesday, Craig, I've seen the light, had a vision, we win 3-1. Nice, I hope you're right. Like I said, Connor predicted to me about 10 days ago that we'll win all 3 games over the last week. So, Aston Villa, Real Madrid, Manchester City, he's 2 of the 3 up so far. If he gets the 3rd today, as I said, this will only be the 2nd time he's made one of these predictions. And the other one he got spot on. He said to me way back when that we were going to beat Manchester City home and away in the Champions League tie. And we did. So, he's 2 out of the 3 so far. So if he gets this one right, yeah. Nostradamus Crosby. Mark said you did the super chat. I remembered yesterday, Mark, because usually I wouldn't. Honestly, usually I'd say my dozy ass probably forgot. But I remembered right at the end of the stream yesterday, I did pause to say, oh, hang on, the super chat's come in. And I did it before I finished up. Connor's trying. Look at him trying to back up now. No, Crosby, no. There's no backing up, dude. You're either right or you're wrong. He said, even if we lose, it wasn't a bad prediction. Now. You're either right or you're wrong, Crosby. You know what? I can't go to the betting companies and say, do you know what? I got most of them right. That wasn't a bad prediction. Pay up. So neither you're right or you're wrong thing, dude. Are you changing your score prediction from 1-1? Nope. Sticking with it. Because I hope I'm wrong. I sincerely hope I'm wrong. That's the point. I really do hope I'm wrong and we win the game. But now 1-1 feels about right to me. Could be 2-2. But the reason I did want to go 2-2 is because I went 2-2 for the previous games. So I decided 1-1 for this one. But honestly, my gut feeling was 2-2. That was the one score that I thought initially. But I didn't want to just say it again. Josh Brayshaw, thank you so much, my man. Gifted 10 memberships. Really, really kind of you, sir. Much appreciated. And I'm sure it is by the lucky recipients as well. Stu said, right, guys, I'm off. Living room with kids while the missus gets dinner on. Enjoy. Have a good Sunday evening, my friend. Lovely to hear you spend it with the fam. I'm spending it with the online fam today. So, yeah, God, I think I've grown out with Sunday dinners and stuff. Or maybe we're just too lazy now in the Houlden household. That's probably the answer. I used to love a Sunday roast me, but life's just too busy these days. I feel that I don't mind who loses. I just want us to close the gap. Look, yeah, somebody's going to be closing the gap today if there's a win. Absolutely. And it will be interesting to see how Arsenal react to that. So, like, as an example, if City win, 4 points, I think, between them and Arsenal. If we win, 5 points between us and Arsenal. And either one of those, if you're a Liverpool fan or you're a City fan, your team wins today, you'd probably consider yourself bang smack right in that title race. We have Arsenal away coming up as well over the next, I think, 7 or 8 games. So, look, if you can get a win today, I'll say we're back in the title race if we win today. Yeah, Arsenal drawing yesterday really, really did ease my mind a lot because it gives us a bit of wiggle room. Craig, we've been doing carvery every Sunday instead of cooking. Oh, there's not as many. There are carveries over here in Ireland, but there's not as many as there would be in the UK. Like, there's no Toby Carvery, as an example. There's no dedicated carvery place. But I don't know a human being that doesn't love a carvery. I mean, ladies and gents, whether it's Sunday or not, who doesn't love a carvery? You know what I mean? What meat do you want? Excuse me? All the meats. Don't be asking me what one I want. I want them all. Roast potatoes, mashed potatoes, Yorkshire pudding, gravy, and all the meats. That's the score, lads. That's what I want. Don't be skimping out. So, here's one for you. When you're at the old carvery, do you eyeball the roast potato you want and say to the person behind the carvery table, that one and that one? Because I can't just let them pick. Because, one catches your eye, right? One catches your eye. And you got to say, that's the roasty for me. That's got my name on it. I want that mofo right there. And if you're not doing that, fair play. You've got more willpower than me. Even the bits of meat, I eyeball what ones I want. That's the good thing about cooking the Sunday dinner, though, isn't it? If you're cooking the Sunday dinner, you get to pick the best roasties and stuff like that. Kieran said same with Yorkshire puddings as well. Oh, dude, I love a Yorkshire pudding. My wife is a Yorkshire pudding fiend. She absolutely loves them, like, absolutely loves Yorkshire pudding. She loves do you know the giant ones that you get where you just put the potatoes not into it? Yeah, that's Serena heaven. In England, we scoop our own roasties and veg at the carveries. It depends which one you're at, Danielle. If you're in a pub, usually they'll have somebody behind there doing the roasties for you. But if you get to pick your own ones, that's even better. That's just, you know what I mean? That's even better. There's no willpower there for me. Then it's just roasties galore. If that's the case, love it. You've got me starving now, lads. Come on, look at me. Who do I look like a man that doesn't love a carvery? Right. Chasen Vlog said, damn, that's a good lineup, but I see Robbo coming off. Also tuned in just now while cleaning my room. Well in for cleaning the room, mate. I can't live in clutter. I'm somebody grown up. My mum always kept the house spotless, and it kind of carried into my life. If my area is messy, I can't even work. I need clean space, clean mind. That's the kind of way I look at it. So well in for cleaning the room. Right. Heretic said, I think Hala might score a brace and win 2-0. I hope he doesn't, obviously, but look, he's in the form of his life, and it'd be silly of me to just sit here and rule out Haaland to score a goal. We know usually Virgil can defend quite well against Erling, but you know, he's in the form of his life, as I said. So, you know, I'm certainly not going to mock anybody who has any score result today, because pretty much anything's possible, I think, other than a mad 5 or 6-0. So to get back to the Sunday carvery, I've often thought if I have space in my life for another bit of content, it's going to be food. I think that's the one thing you guys can see, no surprise, that excites me as much as football. So I do think maybe there will be some food chat, food vlog, food podcast, something over the next 2 years or so. You clean your plate, all right. I do, yeah. And, Abdur, problem? Just say I'm fat and we can get on with it, dude. It's all good. Yes, I do clean your plate. Yes, that's fair enough, mate, but I'll clean you out if you have that type of fucking lip. I'm joking, dude. I'm joking. I can take a bit of banter, man. It's all good. But of course I clean my plate. It's a respectful thing to do as well. You know? Were you not taught that growing up? It's rude not to clear your plate. And the next one. And the next one. And look, I love my food. So fucking what? Could be worse. The blip was our own fault, made Arsenal pull away. Well, yes, it was our own fault, mate. No argument with you on that one. Love it, Craig. Would love food vlogs. Honestly, I think I have some weird ideas for the things I think will be a little bit different than what's out there. But I don't think I'll ever eat food in front of you on camera, because my jaw clicking would make me want to punch myself in the face. This City side is horrible defensively and off the ball. Nice. Mint sauce or gravy? Well, definitely not mint sauce. Gravy, I'm kind of hit and miss with gravy. I'm okay about gravy, but beans is my number one. Like, if I can have baked beans, that goes above everything. Thin or thick gravy? Oh, it's got to be thick. It's got to be thick. Does anyone actually like thin gravy? No. The gravy's got to be thick, man. It's got to be like almost glup out of the gravy jar or the ladle. No, it's got to be thick gravy. Thin gravy's what, maybe for chicken, perhaps, but no, it's got to be thick gravy. What's my favourite Irish dish? My favourite thing is what my grandmother used to make. She used to make like an apple tart type tart, but filled with minced beef and gravy. And it was incredible. With a slice of that, mashed potatoes, it was just incredible. So that, or a stew, you know. I haven't had a stew in 10 years, probably. Have I ever tried haggis from Scotland? I haven't, but Sabrina has had it loads of times. It's kind of not a million miles away from black pudding, I imagine. But no, not really my cup of tea, to be fair with you. But my wife, she's when we often go over to Spain on holiday, she often gets battered haggis from the chipper over there, and she loves it. Are my posts red? No, they're pink. You spelled the red wrong, dude. But again, that's such a childish thing. I read as many comments as I can, bro. And you're very welcome in, Retro Zoid. I try to get through as many as I can. What is goulash? It's a Hungarian beef stew, kind of, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe our Hungarian friends can help me out in the chat here. I think it's like a Hungarian beef stew, if I'm not mistaken. I live in New York, which is everything. I've never seen Irish food. We don't really have too much to be like. There are things like Colcannon, and there are things like coddle, which is like boiled sausages, with boiled potatoes and stuff like that. There are things, but I wouldn't say we're well known on the world stage. We're more known for the quality of our meat, to be honest with you. So like Irish grass fed beef and stuff is just top notch. Do I like KFC gravy or beans? In KFC, I'd have neither. I love the chicken, man. I just go straight for the chicken and a bit of salt. But if I had to have one, I like both. KFC gravy is legit, like so. But yeah, probably wouldn't have it. I'm not a big dip person, really. I'm not a big sauce person in general. I kind of eat most of my foods pretty dry. Connor said KFC gravy is the nicest liquid on earth. It is pretty good, man. It is pretty good. You know, give KFC their credit. They do make some nice gravy. What kit we wearing? I believe we are wearing our red strip. I believe. No reason why we wouldn't. Do we see Isak coming on? Again, it might depend on the way the game is going. If he does come on, I wouldn't imagine it'd be more than 10 or 15 minutes. You don't want to overplay him. You don't want to pick up another injury. I'm more nervous about when he goes away with the Swedish national team. Craig, we all love potato cakes for our breakfast on a Sunday. Oh, Stargirl. Oh. Or tatty scone, if we want to give the Scots their credit there. Yeah, look, if you don't have potato cakes or potato farrells, as we call them, with your breakfast, yeah, you're doing brekkie wrong. Loads of salt as well, Stargirl. Potato farrells, tatty scones, potato cakes, loads of salt. Gotta have loads of salt. Favourite ice cream flavour? I love it. Fuck the football, let's talk food. Pistachio. Pistachio, my favourite ice cream or gelato flavour, definitely. I love pistachio. Craig, with no midfield, there's goals for the taking. I just hope we can be defensively solid. Again, yeah, I agree that their midfield can be gotten at, but, you know, it's going to be a tough game. Like, don't forget, it is Guardiola's 1,000th game in management, so there's going to be a pretty emotional filled Etihad for this one. Right, penalty here, by the way, to Brentford against Newcastle. And it's 2-1. They've scored. They've turned it around. They've gone from 1-0 down against Newcastle to 2-1 up. Antok. No, it's Anto CFC. I ruined that one, Anto. Sorry, bud. Anto Chelsea FC. So, Craig, I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm Irish. Love what you do. Thank you, bro. Maybe you can help me out, Anto, with some of the good Irish cuisine. I'm struggling here, bro. People have asked me what the best Irish type of food is, and apart from stew, a bit of Kilcannon or maybe coddle, I'm struggling. But appreciate you, mate. Thank you. This is 100% our best 11, said Aaron Garza. Love it. I don't disagree. Mate. You know, this, if I had to pick the 11 again today, it would look like this. So, yeah, I'm happy with the team selection. Mary said, can't have a fry up without potato farls. Yeah, I'm agreeing, Mary. It just hits different, right? Bit of sausage, bit of bacon, bit of potato farl, a lot of salt, beans on one fork. Perfection. Instead of a player of the match award, we should vote for which food Craig gets to eat live in the next stream. I don't think I'll ever eat live on a stream because my jaw, I think it would annoy everybody. So I have a messed up jaw that clicks out of place all the time. So every time I eat, it's click, 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 and I want to punch myself in the jaw some of the time. So I wouldn't inflict that on anybody else, but I do like that you could vote for what I get to have for tea that night. That'd be nice. I love that. A bit of a rewarding. No, because you'll screw me. Because it'll end up with, there be one thing on it I don't like, and that'll be the thing all you sadistic fuckers end up voting for. The Irish make great butter. Yeah, we do. Kerrygold, man. It's like crack. Honestly, I'm not joking. Kerrygold on some toasted crumpets in the morning. Oh, lads. Some sourdough crumpets with Kerrygold butter. You need that saltiness, and Kerrygold, it's honestly the best butter in the world. I don't even think it's close. Kerrygold's amazing. It's getting expensive, like really expensive, but my God, it's good butter. Sabrina, can I have some coffee? What snacks do you go get at the cinema? I don't really go cinema, mate, in all honesty. I think the last time I went to the cinema, I brought my daughter to see Ant-Man. That's how long ago it's been since I went to the cinema. So, Sabrina, we're having a conversation you'd love. We're talking Sunday roast, Yorkshire puddings, thick or thin gravy?
Thick, big, thick gravy. So thick that, like, you can make a sculpture.
It goes glub, yeah. And Yorkshire puddings?
Yorkshire puddings. No, because they're always soggy bottomed. Don't need soggy bottoms.
You're making a lie about me.
Well, I like them, but
saying you have ladywood for Yorkshire puddings and then
the giant one.
Yeah.
Because I put my food in it, and then it can be soggy. But my little Yorkshire pudding shouldn't be just soggy sitting on my plate.
Craig, you're an absolute inspiration to the Irish. Thank you, man. That's really kind of you. So, on fry-ups. You're not... Me and Sabrina disagree. You don't like potato farls on a fry-up. So what would be your ideal fry-up? Because I'm saying sausage, bacon, beans, potato farls, loads of salt.
Prawn tomatoes. Mushroom. Hash brown.
Hash brown instead of a potato farl. Are you Irish? I demand a test. Hash brown over potato farl. You're not Irish. I'm having you fucking... I'm having your passport taken away. That's not right.
Just sausages. No beans.
Yeah, I get no beans. You don't like beans. Fair enough.
An egg.
What way, though?
Eggs.
2 eggs?
Just fry them.
Hard or soft yolk?
Depends on
I haven't heard the word soda bread yet. Brown soda bread.
Depends on whether there's soda bread. If it's soda bread, runny egg. If no soda bread, hard.
Now, Craig, do you agree hash browns are criminally underconsumed?
Yeah, I agree. They're fucking delicious.
Yes and no, because sometimes they're too soggy. If you get a nice crispy hash brown,
yeah, you need the crispy ones.
McDonald's have boxed off the hash brown. Let's give them their credit. McDonald's hash browns are legit.
The hash browns with cheese in them.
Lake clam butter is the best butter in the world. It's made in Ireland. No, Kerrygold. How dare you? How bloody dare you? It's Kerrygold. Hash browns are disgustingly underrated. Look, I just think if they're not right, though, like if you get a good hash brown and it's crispy, it's top notch. And McDonald's nailed the hash browns. I had a Burger King breakfast in the airport before we went over to Lanzarote, and honestly, it was rotten. It doesn't hold a candle to a McDonald's breakfast. Will you still have an animated background in the new studio? We're gonna mix it up, Alfie. So we're gonna have the ability to go green screen and non-green screen in the new studio. We bought a big green screen on a frame that we can slide in or out. So yeah, a bit of both. On a match day, as an example, it'll be a hybrid setup. So you'll have real me, real table, some green screen graphics. So yeah, bit of both is the honest answer. I'm Turkish, so I can't contribute to this conversation. Well, I'll tell you what, you might not be able to contribute to the breakfast conversation, but I'm not gone to a country, mate, that grills meats better than your
and
Turkish brothers and sisters. My
Pilau
God.
rice in Turkey is a different level. Pilau rice.
Yeah, as my wife said, the rice in Turkey is a different level. I don't know
so
what
and
buttery
delicious.
stuff you put into it.
Yum.
It's incredible. And nobody grills meats better than the Turkish, mate. So you might not contribute to the breakfast conversation, but you own dinner, sir. You own dinner.
And mixed grill in Turkey is the best mixed grill in the world.
Yeah, Turkish food is just incredible. Your Turkish boys and girls know how to cook some meat, I'll tell you that. Potato bread and potato fries are the same thing, right?
No, no.
Yes, they are. They are. They're exactly the same thing. They are.
Fries are slimmer.
No, same thing. And tatty scones, they're all variations of the same thing. All delicious. You get out of here. You don't eat them, so you don't get to contribute to the conversation. You fucking tomato lover.
I'm wrong with a tomato. They have to be plum tomatoes. They can't be any other tomato. Only plum tomato.
And you like tinned plum tomatoes as well.
Yeah, because they still have their juiciness.
They
sit in their juice.
I thought it would be cool to see the football memorabilia behind you in the background. Oh, you'll see it. You'll see it, mate. We will have some paintings and a couple of jerseys and stuff behind me on the wall. You'll also see the Premier League trophy, the Champions League trophy. Yeah. You that's what I'm saying. We'll have a mix of everything in there, so...
Yeah, my trophy won't see the trophy wife.
Do you hear this? Do you hear this fucking B-star attempt at banter? I'm going to just repeat this for you so you ladies and gents know what cringy shite I've just had to listen to. She said, and I repeat, the only trophy you won't see is the trophy wife. It's hard to see something that doesn't exist, love. Talk about the Emperor's fucking clothes.
See the head that you're looking at right now. Looks like I've stuck my finger in a socket.
You're all right, like, get ahead of yourself.
You're all right as well.
Stick the missus on camera. No, she'd kill me.
No.
No, I said no. You heard me say no. I wouldn't do that to you. He says, smirking, lying. I'll show you my wife's cool tattoo. One sec. That's my missus. That's Mrs. Anfield Agenda.
Did you put a picture of you?
No.
You did?
That I love. Yeah, shut up.
Tell me you're lying.
I love her sleeve. See her Elmo tattoo on her shoulder. That's my favourite. I love her sleeve. I think it's incredible. It's got loads of cool cartoon characters from our youth on there. Is that Elmo? Yeah, it is. Yeah, up on her shoulder. That's Elmo on her top shoulder. I should probably point out she's actually working out in that picture. She's on an exercise bike. Let me make it a bit smaller so I can show you. Yeah. So, yeah, she's on an exercise bike actually doing some workout in that. Yeah, tattoos are class. I love them. Her sleeve's way better than mine. Very jealous of it. Her tattoos was full of like Stewie from Family Guy, Cartman, Elmo, Lego Darth Vader, and loads of cool other stuff. Nat said you make an amazing couple, bro. Thank you. We are together 25 years now, so we kind of know each other inside out at this point. Red hair for the Reds. Do you know what the really weird thing is? She is naturally a redhead, just obviously more orangey coloured, but she dyes it that colour, but she is naturally redhead, which is kind of funny. Right. We've done that one from Aaron. This is 100% our best 11. Jake, thank you, mate. Appreciate you. Go on, Craig, lad. A true gent. A true DJ ent or gent. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Chucky from Rugrats. Yeah, I think that's there. Yeah, Chucky from Rugrats. There's the Chucky from Rugrats, but it also blends into evil Chucky holding a knife. So it's a mixture of Chucky from Rugrats and Chucky from the Chucky films. So yeah, that's it. And also there's not the mama on there from the dinosaurs as well. the most Irish couple I've seen. We are very Irish, to be fair. Like, if you see us going through an airport, we're probably screaming abuse at each other. It's a very weird thing, right? Like, we are very argumentative. We are. But it's just the way we go on. People often must hear us and go, Jesus, how are they together? Like, is that Stewie I see before me? Yes, it is. Stewie on his little trike. I'll get some better pictures and show you them of her sleeve at some point. But yeah, it's really cool. I'm very jealous of her sleeves. Or sleeve, excuse me. Florian Wirtz going to show levels today, said Brennan Smith. I hope so, my man. I hope so. Let me run you through both 11s again, by the way, for people coming a little bit late. We'll start with Manchester City. Nope, here comes Sabrina again.
My arm on if you want.
No, I won't. I'd rather get pictures of it. It won't show properly.
Okay. There's Powerpuff Girl. And yeah,
I know. That's why I said I'd get a picture of it. Right, so Manchester City 11. Donnarumma in goal. Then Nunes, Diaz, Gvardiol and Nico Riley as the back four. Nico Gonzalez in the anchor of midfield. Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Ryan Cherky, Jeremy Doku in behind Haaland. For Liverpool, Mamardashvili in goal. Is this the game? Here's one for you. Here's the one. Is this the game with the two longest goalkeeper names in the history of the Premier League combined? So if we add both of their surnames together and add up all the letters, I would argue there may not have been a game with more letters in the two goalkeepers' names ever. That's my guess. Anyway, Mamardashvili in goal, Bradley at right back, Robbo at left back, Van Dijk and Kanade in the centre back positions. Then it's Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister, Dominic Szoboszlai in midfield, with Mohamed Salah, Florian Wirtz and Ugo Ekitike up top. Is it the first game where both keepers are number 25, do you reckon? It could well be as well, Connor. Look, we could be coming up with loads of facts here, Crosby. Most letters, both number 25s. I mean, here you are, and we're supposed to be idiots. Right, anyway, on the bench for Manchester City, Trafford, Reinders, Stones, Ake, Marmouche, Aitnuri, Savinho, Bob and Lewis. For Liverpool, Gomez, Endo, Kirkes, Isak, Chiesa, Jones, Gakpo, Woodman and Engamoa. Sparky here. I didn't know you were doing new studio, otherwise I would have done the electrical stuff for you. I would only charge you my transportation. There's a few bits, Lucas, I probably will need done down the line when the builders have left, to be honest with you. In all honesty, I'm not even joking, mate. There was most likely going to be some more bits that I'd like to get done. So if you do ever want to help out, I'm happy to pay you, of course, mate. But yeah. The one thing we're struggling with more than anything is a table at the minute, but we've got a couple of furniture makers who are having a look at our plans to see if they can make it, so fingers crossed. The nerves are starting to kick in for me, said Michael. Yeah, that's why I'm so grateful for the food conversation and the distraction, mate, because it's really helping my nerves as well. Just to kind of get through the hour before the game and then settle in and watch. Tom Judge, say great lineup today, massive game. It is huge, Tom, and I agree on the lineup, mate. And thank you so much. 27 months as a member, dude. That's awesome. Thank you, Tom. Reindeers. That was I swear to God, that was an accident. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to his surname. I just struggled pronouncing it more than anything. It's Reinders, or Reinders, excuse me, Reinders. See, I don't mean to be disrespectful to him. He's a great footballer as well. Just pronunciation thing. Yusik or IKEA are good for tables. Nowhere near big enough. The problem we're having is it needs to be about 2 meters minimum in width. It needs to have there's very particular things we need with it, and cheap tables from Yusik or anything like that just won't cut the mustard. But I appreciate the suggestion. I promise you, I have searched high and low to try and get the table. There's one table and one company that do it, but we're very dubious of the quality, shall we say. Have I got a bet on today? Three little bets. I've got 3 Liverpool players to score from outside the box. McAllister, Wirtz and Gravenberch, and all ranging from like 23 to 1 up to 30 to 1. So yeah, just 3 5 quid bets, that's it. Do I ever smoke and watch games? No, I'm very regimented in my herbal infusion. I've always been this way. I don't know. This is a good thing about my personality and maybe the autism part of me, in that I love structure. So I never partake in any herbal infusion until 11 or 12 p.m. at night. Never before. Never. Like when I was a younger person and I was lazing around, yeah. But as an adult, never before 11 p.m. at night, ever. Even on holidays, never before 11 p.m. I'm very regimented. I eat at the same time, sleep every day at the same time, go to bed at the same time. I'm a creature of habit. Have I ever had a Yorkshire pudding wrap? I haven't, but I would. Yeah, Yorkshire pudding wrap, that sounds class. Same as the pie and a bap. That's right up my street as well. Do I like Damsgaard? He's a player that's good in patches. I don't think Damsgaard's consistently good enough, but he's a player on his day that, yes, can be a very good player. It's now 3-1 Brentford against Newcastle. 3-1. Thiago, I think, with another one here. Fair play, lad. I'm stuck on it all day. Yeah, I'm very, like, I think it's because I worry about the addictive part of my DNA, because, like, unfortunately both my parents were alcoholics, and I think if I was to start doing stuff early like that in the day, it would go down a slippery slope to me. So, I don't drink, and I try to be very regimented in my herbal infusions. Did I see Diaz goal yesterday? I didn't. No, I didn't see any of the German football yesterday. The only thing I'd seen was, I think, Dortmund conceded a very, very late equaliser or something. What channel do you have it on? Which one is this? Sky Sports main event. Craig, I love that about the herb. It helps remove the stigma when people like yourself talk about it. Honestly, it's been a saviour in my life. I don't even want to exaggerate that. Like, if I didn't have that few hours at night where I switch off and, I relax properly, I don't think I'd be able to get through each day, because I've awful trouble sleeping, and that helps put me, that and an antihistamine, and I'm pretty much good to go. I don't like taking sleeping tablets or that, and I've struggled with sleep my whole life, so I take an antihistamine and have my herbal infusion, and yeah, I'm good to go. It's safer, unlike taxable alcohol. I always say this to people: you've never seen two lads stoned start to fight. You've never seen two lads stoned in the middle of the street punching the head off each other, because they absolutely couldn't be arsed. It's illegal here as well, Jamil. It's illegal in Ireland, mate. But you know what I mean? You can see two lads maybe in the chipper fighting over the last battered sausage, but that's about it. Is there a player Liverpool sold in recent years that you wish they hadn't? It's a really good question. The obvious answer is probably Diaz, but I understand that transfer from both sides. But that's probably the answer, because I don't really have regrets about some of the players that have moved on. Like, I'd like Elliot to have stayed at the club, but again, I understand the thought process there. Kelleher would probably be another one that I would say I would have rather he stayed at the club. Craig, Dad used to play hurling. That's his second favourite sport. With Bradley playing the game too, can understand why he's tough. Did I ever play it? No, I played Gaelic football all the way through primary and secondary school, Star Girl, but never. Do you know, I'm going to embarrass myself here, and I don't know if this is a very Dublin thing. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a me thing. I didn't even know that hurling existed until I got to secondary school. And I'm not trying to joke about that. I didn't. But I played Gaelic football all the way through primary, secondary school, captained my schools, but never knew hurling existed until I got to secondary. And look, my secondary school was a huge GAA school, so it mattered a lot when we were in secondary school. Only inject after 8 p.m. That's what I always say. I'm not here to judge. Not here to judge, bro. You do you. Man like Craig getting stoned, you know. Mate, I look at this like the conversation around mental health. I think barriers need to be broken down in this country that I live in. Like I said, I've seen both my parents and my grandparents, to some extent, my grandfathers, fall apart through alcohol. And I see the damage alcohol does. And I'm not here to judge anybody for that. But for me, I avoid it because I don't want to go down the same route. And my recreation of choice is to smoke weed. It's, you know, it's only enhanced my life as a human being, and I think it should be very much in the conversation to be legalized. In New York, we eat home fries. Yeah, I see. I know your home fries in America, mate. I don't like having with the skin on though. That annoys me with fries with the skin on. But any potato complements breakfast, so I'm with you. 50 ping skiller. Any potato product definitely does complement breakfast. Danny said, buzzing, Liverpool win today. Having a nice day. Yeah, it's not too bad, man. Not too bad. You know, nervous for the game. Not going to lie, I am. But if I can ask a little favour, ladies and gents, do hit that like button for me. We have an incredible record of getting to 1,000 likes before kickoffs. And yeah, your help is much appreciated. Tierney is quality. Hopefully you're not talking about the referee there. not Paul Tierney, surely. If you could swap any signings from any other teams this window at Liverpool's, who would you? Oh, belter question. Oh, God. I really do like that question. The swap word's the key word there. I'd probably swap Frimpong for Etihad. We talked about this yesterday, and I could make a valid argument about that. Someone said Eze in the chat. I can see that as well. I'm just trying to think of what our team maybe needs more than anything, rather than, you know, what other teams' good players got. Because Zubimendi would be another one that would come into my head, obviously. Hincapié would have been one I wouldn't have minded for an extra centre back at Liverpool either. Coronation Street and a hot spoon. Yes, we get it, mate. You're making heroin jokes. We get it, mate. We got it the first couple of jokes. Alcohol is literally poison. Don't know why it is accepted in society. Well, look, as I said, I've seen the damage it can do, but I'm not here to judge anybody else. You know, lots of people can drink responsibly. Jonathan Andrew said, hi Craig, looking good, thank you bro. Reds to win 2-1. Yeah. I'm hoping in the next month as well to start my lose weight injections. You know, I said to you guys before I went on holidays, I've been cleared to finally start Wegovy, which I had a lot of mental back and forth about whether I should do or not. I'm going to wait for my arm to fully heal up before I start, but I'm hoping that, along with some more exercise, can help shift some of the weight. So yeah, fingers crossed by the time we're sitting here at the end of the season or next season, we have a much more, well, a lot less of me. Let's go with that. Didn't you worry, it's for Kieran, AFC fan. There you go. We'll take that, Kieran, or excuse me, Kieran. Good, because I couldn't believe anybody, dude, like Paul Tierney. So yeah, well in and welcome. Nice to have you in, dude. Hey Craig, love watching you. Look at Diaz's goal, WFM. A couple of people have mentioned that goal to me. I will certainly have a look at it later on. Just didn't really have much of a chance yesterday to watch. I did watch Match of the Day last night, actually, but of course wouldn't be on that, would it? Mark Hinshaw, 12 months with us. Happy anniversary, dude. 1 year. Change my name. Change my Wi-Fi name to Pretty Fly for a Wi-Fi. Nice. I do love a good name. I do love a good FPL name as well, Mark. I often chuckle going through some of the names in our FPL. Greg, you should start bodybuilding. You can be like Eddie Hall. So the gym my wife goes to is full of bodybuilders, and they had what's his name? What's his name again? What's his name? American dude, black guy, bodybuilder. I can't even think of his fucking name. How am I drawing a blank on this? Anyway, they had him in a couple of weeks ago. And Ronnie Coleman, there you go, Keane, thank you. Yeah, so they had Ronnie Coleman in a couple of weeks ago, and he's sitting in my chair, in my Anfield Agenda chair. And everyone said he was lovely, by the way. Absolutely lovely fella. Loves Ireland, by the way. But yeah, it was such a pleasure seeing Ronnie Coleman sitting in my Liverpool chair. Watch. See? There it is. Proof. Ronnie Coleman in my Craig Houlden Anfield Agenda chair. He was at Nebula, which is the gym my wife goes to. Shout out to the lads at Nebula. And yeah, he came there to give a talk and a bit of a masterclass. And everyone said he was a lovely, lovely fella. But I'm so proud I get to say he sat in my chair. Because obviously he'd had an operation and he needed a comfortable chair to sit in. And yeah, we thought, let's get the Anfield Agenda chair over there for him to let him sit in it. Good luck with the weight loss, mate. I think we're going to win 3-1 today. Similar performance to the Madrid game, I'm hoping. Mate, I'd take a win. Any win, be very much appreciated. But yeah, a win today and I'd be buzzing for the next 2 weeks. That meme guy said, I'd love to bulk up, but I have a fast metabolism and it's difficult. I'd have no interest in bulking up, to be honest with you. I just want to lose the weight again. You know, I said this before, I lost 102 pound at one point, and then COVID came and I piled weight back on. So I'll get there. Craig, thoughts on the police cracking down on dodgy sticks? So I find the whole thing massively hypocritical. And you know, you have to ask why people are doing it. So there's multiple answers to the question about dodgy sticks. One, some people can't afford to watch football. That has to be addressed to some extent because football needs to have eyes on it to grow. So the cost obviously needs to be a factor. But then you've got the fact that people can't watch every one of their home or their favourite team's games regardless. Even, like, I have Sky subscriptions, BT or TNT Sports subscriptions, Prime subscriptions, DAZN subscriptions, and I can only watch every Liverpool game by having a Spanish DAZN subscription as well. So I choose that over, you know, doing the dodgy illegal thing because obviously it's my industry, it's my job. I want to make sure I pay for everything that I use. But, you know, that's where they need to start this conversation. You know, asking why people are doing it. Same with fake jerseys. You know, when you're bringing out 3 jerseys a year, 3 training kits a year, and these are all 100 quid a pop, of course there are going to be families in a cost of living crisis who don't want their kids to not have the same as other kids and may go down the illegal shirts market. I would never judge anybody for any of that because I totally understand why. You know, it's a piss take. Let's be honest, like 100 quid for a jersey is an absolute piss take. I've been on Monjaro, lost 3 stone. Proud of you, mate. Well in. Good. Glad to hear it. Honestly, it's good that there are options out there. Look, yes, there are people like me, and I put myself in the lazy arse category, who just ate too much food and got chunky. You know, that's on me. That's down to me. But there are also people who genuinely struggle and have, you know, a metabolism that just makes it tough to shift weight. Genetically, there are people who are at an advantage and a disadvantage. You know, I probably am on a heavy set build regardless, but still down to me. I know exactly why I put the weight on, and I don't look for any excuses other than my laziness. But there are other people, man, who have struggled their whole lives with it, and genuinely I know people who eat healthy, do exercise, but still can't shift as much weight. And anything that can help people be happier with themselves, like I said, I'm all for, as long as it's safe. Why doesn't Santa have kids? He comes once a year. But I do love a good cheesy Christmas joke. Well in, General Grievous, excuse me. Nick, watching from Las Vegas, Craig. My girlfriend always loves hearing your "What is up?" Can you give her one? Her name is Tori. What is up, Tori? How are we over in Las Vegas? Very jealous, by the way. I still haven't got to Vegas. I explained yesterday why I may never get to Vegas or America, but How are we, Tori? And thank you guys both for tuning in. Do we have an NFL or an NBA team? The Packers in the NFL, NBA. No, don't really watch American football, to be honest. Oh, sorry, I do watch American football, don't watch basketball. Hate to say it, but I can eat non-stop and put nothing on. My son is like that. You know, my son is like this and like eats a lot, you know, but he's like a little whippet. Doesn't put on any weight. Weight or fake shirts illegal. Been getting them for years for €30. Honest to God, better condition or material. Yeah, of course they're illegal, mate. Anything that breaches a trademark or anything like that is illegal. Yes, but like I said, totally understand why people do it. Because the prices of things are a piss take. Here's something I found really funny. You know the green shirt that we have this season? I did a show in Liverpool in May, and the shirt hadn't even been released yet. And when I got to the venue for the show, I'd say 25% of the audience were wearing the green shirt, and it hadn't even been released yet. That really made me smile. Any tips to manage ADHD? I absolutely wouldn't know, mate. I wouldn't know. And certainly, the correct answer is, you know, speak to your GP or your doctor. Don't know anything about ADHD, to be honest. Don't know much about it, yeah. It's funny how Slot is compromising Wirtz in the lineup. Is it compromising him, though? I don't know if it is, mate. I would say it's more a case of the balance of the team rather than compromising Wirtz. You know, when we've played Wirtz as one of the advanced midfielders, we haven't looked the same. But when we played him on the left, it just felt more balanced. I feel it's difficult for Cody and on Cody, of course, but ultimately, I think it just gives us that better balance, and I can see why he's done it for now. Matthew, Johnny, thank you so much, mate, for your super chat. Said my country's league has been in a lockout and teams have started to pause operations. Praying for the staff who depend on football for their livelihoods. Hope we smash City to save my weekend. So, I'm not sure what country you're in, mate, but I hope it gets sorted soon. I mean, my thoughts at the minute are with those in the States who, you know, through the shutdown of the government are not getting paychecks. I mean, it must be incredibly difficult at this moment in time for those people, whether they be in the army, whether they be in public service in any way, shape, air traffic controllers who aren't getting wages at the minute. You know, these aren't people who just don't want to work. These are working people who are not getting a wage, and you know, I hope it gets sorted out because, yeah, like I said, the world's in a mad place at the minute. It's in a fucking mad place, and I hope we can all get through this together. But it's always good in these dark moments as well to see the good of people, you know, and the best of humanity come to the fore and helping out their brothers and sisters, and it's great to see in that sense as well. Dramil said India. So I don't know much about football or what's going on over there, but you know, football is an escape for many of us. You know, whether you be in India, Ireland, America, you know, sport is our escape. Sport is where, you know, we switch off and we live vicariously to these pro athletes. So not having that, I remember in COVID when we didn't have football. I mean, what a difficult time that was. You know, I didn't know what to be doing with myself. Kaz, Mark said, my granddaughter wants a Liverpool shirt for Christmas. She might have to wait a bit. I have to order from Liverpool. She's only 7 and it's 120 Australian dollars. Crazy. The shirts are expensive. Yeah, I totally feel your pain, Kaz. I get you. So I ordered some shirts for the World Cup coming up because, you know, Ireland ain't going to be in it, so we all pick a team. I've gone Argentina, Messi. My son's gone Argentina, Messi, and Sabrina's gone Germany. And just even those 3 shirts, 2 of them are kids' shirts, was €260 for the 3 of them. Right, folks, we're 157 likes away. If you can hit that like button for me, please do. If you need to know anything about the teams or anything, feel free to ask in the chat. We'll get to it. We'll run through it again. What you see on screen is the confirmed 11. Where else would people pay £150 for a shirt? So I know NFL shirts are expensive. I remember looking at some of the NFL shirts and seeing like $120, $130. But yeah, like the £150 for a player's version of a jersey, I mean, I wouldn't pay it. Any of the ones I buy are just the stadium version, so I wouldn't pay the 150 quid. Here's some quotes from Arna ahead of the game, and thank you, Keane, for sending them on. He said, "We know the challenge ahead of us. Man City away. It's one of the most difficult games of the whole season. I prepared for that, and we didn't pay more attention than any other game." I don't know what he's saying with that. I prepared for that, and we didn't pay attention more than any other game. I didn't see the game Sunderland versus Arsenal at all because I was still analysing City for more than the 250th time this week. Well, good. Well, hopefully all that analytical insight works out. Matthew Johnny said NBA jerseys are expensive but are better quality, stitched numbers and logos instead of the flimsy heated press ones. Biggie Mal said, "I'd love to know the markup." Substantial. And I think a lot of the cost that goes into sports stuff these days, whether it be NBA, football, NFL, I think a lot of it is what they're paying athletes and what they're paying, people to market their shirts. That's where I feel, and I often wonder, do these big brands really need to? Like, do Adidas really need to push and market and brand shirts? Clubs fans are going to buy them regardless. Do Coca-Cola really need to keep advertising Coca-Cola? Because we all know Coca-Cola's there and we're all going to drink Coca-Cola if that's our cola of choice. So I often wonder, like, is it just vanity marketing at that point? And could they spend less and make stuff less expensive? Right, let's go through. Star Player said, "Craig, I just got tickets to the Forest match after the international break for my birthday. So excited." That's class. Delighted for you, mate. Well in. Enjoy. Going to be a tough game, but delighted that you're going. And do let us know how you get on. The real Johnny Sin said, "Can I have any passengers on the pitch today?" I agree with that, mate. Everyone's going to have to be at it 100% to get the result today. Would I not have gotten Macca on an Argentina jersey instead of Messi? I bought a signed Macca Argentina shirt for my wall. So yeah. Although to be saying that, I did buy a Messi one as well. So over the last few months, I've bought a Messi, a Ronaldinho, a Kaká, a Ronaldo, an R9 Ronaldo, and a Macca shirt. So don't you worry, I got my Macca love there. Let me show you this one. Yeah, so I bought that. So that's ready to be hung on the wall. So don't worry, I've shown Macca some love, and rightly so. I think it's just to keep control on the markets and being at the forefront. Yeah, probably. But like I said, I think Coca-Cola could never market itself again, and we'd be fine. Okay, one sec. Connor just asked me to do something, so bear with me one sec. Where is the thing he wants? There we go. Would love to know a Soboslai number 10. Would love a Soboslai number 10 Hungary jersey. How's the home office coming along? Good. Yeah, it's good. We're at the fitting out stage now of the electrics and the sockets and, whatever fix that is, second fix, I don't know. Yeah, that's where we're at now. So hopefully the building should be done in the next couple of weeks, and then it's into the kitting it out for work. Shout out from Brazil. I seen it in the chat as well. Welcome in, my friend. Lovely to have you in. Don't forget, we've only got 10 minutes to go till kickoff at the minute. So, let me know if you're nervous or not. I'm a bag of nerves for this one. But Arsenal's result yesterday has calmed me down somewhat. We still need to make sure that we don't lose this game today, but the fact it's Pep's 1000th just makes me feel really nervous because there's going to be a huge atmosphere inside that ground, which is not something we normally say about the Etihad, but there's going to be a big atmosphere in there today. It's going to be an emotional one. Mike, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, dude. Did I buy my coffee maker? No, still haven't bought it. I can't justify it in my head. Every time I look at it, I'm thinking, right, this coffee machine's like 600 quid. How many jars of coffee could that 600 quid buy me? And that's where I'm at. So I'm still drinking my Nescafe Gold because I just can't bring myself to spend the money and justify it in my own head. John Edinger said, "Hey Craig, saw you this week on 4 Tunes. Yeah, lovely to be on there again. I was on a few earlier on in the year, so it was nice to be back in another video. And I messaged the gent that runs 4 Tunes to say thank you. Always lovely to see yourself in there. Although ironically, booing Trent is probably the one thing I didn't do, but I did find it a very funny cartoon as always. They always hit the mark." Craig, you can buy the coffee. I know, but I just can't I'm the only one in my house that drinks coffee. My wife's a tea drinker. My daughter doesn't really drink coffee too much, so it's just for me, and I just can't justify it. Plus, I'm not a coffee connoisseur. I just want strong coffee quick. That's it. I'm not very bougie when it comes to coffee. Josh Mealing, how are we? I would normally take a point, but we need a win to put pressure back on Arsenal. They have some tough fixtures coming up, so we need to keep going. Hey, look, Josh, I'm with you, bro. We need the win, 100%, but I'm just trying to be fair. It's a tough game, this at the very best of times. So, if we get the win, great, but I'm not going to be heartbroken if we come away with a point, as much as I agree with all the points you've made. Cornwall in the house, how are we? Ty Merrill, lovely to see you in. Appreciate your support, my friend. Never been to Cornwall. Never been down to that part of the UK, but appreciate your support. And yeah, fingers crossed for the win. Jake, so kind of you in the chat, mate. Really appreciate your kind words, Jake. 091FD or F4D. Sorry, dude. Right. Have I looked at some cheaper coffee makers? Yeah, I just can't justify the cost of any of them, to be honest, Like I said, there's some things I'm a bougie person on, but coffee's not one of them. I'm a fairly straightforward coffee drinker. Just give me strong coffee, 1 sugar, and I'm good. How will Wirtz get on today, said Jack. I hope well. He played very well in the position against Madrid, and I hope he can back that up again today. Nessie said, also Oliver and VAR is enough to make me nervous. Oh, definitely agree on that, Nessie. Of all the people I could have put on VAR for this game, putting Oliver on it just feels like another little wind-up, so I'm with you. Grizzly, thank you, mate, for gifting 10 memberships. Absolute legend. Appreciate your support, sir. Right, ladies and gents, a few things. If you haven't subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. If you haven't dropped a like, don't forget to do that as well. We have 6 minutes until we kick off. I will run through the 11s for you in a moment. Are your electric plugs 2-prong or 3? 3, same as the UK. Yeah, exact same plugs as the UK. I drink 3 coffees minimum a day, 2 straight up in the morning, and then 1 depending on how the day goes. So I drink 3 Yanis every day. No more, no less. 3 cups every day. All of them within a few hours of getting up. So I won't drink coffee after... within 3 hours after I get up. No coffee after that. I just don't think I'd be able to function without coffee. Sometimes if I'm on holidays and there's no coffee around somewhere, I'll have an emergency kind of Diet Coke to get the caffeine hit. But yeah, need me coffee. Right, let's run through the 2-11s, ladies and gents, before we get underway today. We'll start off with the home side, and as we said, is this the game with the 2 longest surnames of goalkeepers ever in Premier League history? It might be if you add them both together. And also, 2 number 25s in goal, as Connor pointed out, for both teams as well. For Manchester City, it's Donnarumma in goal. Then it's Nunez, Diaz, Gvardiol and O'Reilly. Midfield of Nico Gonzalez. Then ahead of him, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Ryan Cherky, and Jeremy Doku. And then up top, Erling Haaland. For Liverpool, it's Georgie Mamardashvili in goal, right back Conor Bradley, left back Andy Robertson, your centre back pairing, your captain Virgil van Dijk alongside Ibrahim Konate, midfield Ryan Gravenberch, Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister, up top Mohamed Salah on the right, Florian Wirtz on the left and Hugo Ekitike through the middle. The Manchester City bench is Reinders, Trafford, Stones, Ake, Marmouche, Aït-Nouri, Savinho, Bob and Lewis. For Liverpool, Gomez, Endo, Kirkes, Isak, Chiesa, Jones, Gakpo, Woodman and Ngamoa. What have we got? Dean, how are we, sir? And thank you. 8 months with us as a member, Dean. Thank you. Said, let's get a win today and much love to you and the family. Thank you, sir. Right back to you. Yes, on the win today as well. Right, let me just make sure that my clock is all good to go. 1 sec. Let's do a quick test of that. Yeah, we're good to go. Sweet. This is the part where I always say, sit back, relax, and let me do my best to take you through the game. But there's not going to be much relaxing done today for us folks, is there? But, you know, let's wait and see. There will be a late night agenda at 9 p.m. tonight if you want to come and join me. It'll be a bit later than normal, but we're going to have our watch-along, match reaction, player ratings video. After that, we will have an Anfield Agenda, late night agenda at 9 p.m. as well. Tilt 810 said, would love a statement performance today, Craig. We need to press and not get caught by long balls to Haaland. I agree, but I'm nervous. I can't lie. I'm very nervous ahead of this one. You know, as I said, it's Pep Guardiola's 1000th game as a manager as well. He's obviously going to be getting a lot of love, and understandably so, from the City fans. Will you do the soft kiddie? I don't know. The missus is already, you know. Yeah, I was singing it last night, and she just doesn't like me singing it. So I will most likely sing it, yes. What is going on here? There we go. Cool. Move that across. Sweet. Right. Oh, nearly there. Nearly there. Speedy said, Craig, predictions. I arrived late. I'm going to stick with my draw. You know, gut says 2-2, but I went 1-1 on my prediction. The reason I didn't go 2-2 was because I'd actually gone that for the last 2 games. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with a score draw, but obviously I'm hoping for the win. When we play Marseille in January, the first choice keeper is out. They'll play the second. Błaszczykowski, decent show for the longest. Maybe. I guess my thing was, are these the two? Like, if you took both the goalkeeper surnames today, Donnarumma and Mamardashvili, and counted up all the letters and added them together, I wonder, has there ever been 2 goalkeepers in the Prem facing each other with longer names when you add them both together? And as Connor pointed out, both number 25s as well. Not stressed at Inglesey, looking to the team to evolve and improve. Don't think we can catch Arsenal. BG Veteran said, hello, Craig. How are we doing? Good, man. Nervous. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, just nervous. Want this result badly. Gary said, hey Craig, good game ahead. Did you see Chiesa answering questions on Sky? He was entertaining, very honourable on Wirtz. I did, yeah. Gary, we discussed it a little bit on last night's stream. Some lovely quotes there about Florian Wirtz, as you said. Basically saying, you know, he's one of the best players he's ever seen with the ball at his feet. So, yeah, well done to Chiesa. He's just a classy lad in general, isn't he? Zachary said, bro, I'm shaking. It's a big game, mate. It is. It's a big game. Fingers crossed we can get a result. Stu_dumplings. How are we, Stu? Said, love your channel, Craig. Lifelong Liverpool supporter here. 40 plus years involved, loving Liverpool. Supporting your channel all the way down south in Wiltshire. Thank you, Stu. Appreciate that, my man. And fingers crossed for the win today. Really do appreciate your kind words, though, Stu. Right, ladies and gents, it is that time where we're going to get underway. Massive game in the Premier League. Liverpool will be kicking us off. City, of course, in their blue strip. Liverpool in our red strip. Yeah, fingers crossed for a good result. Liverpool unchanged from the last game, same 11. Good news, Isak is on the bench. Jones is on the bench today as well. Rio's on the bench, so options there for the manager. We're underway. We are underway. Liverpool playing from right to left in the first half, and Virgil does a decent thing and launches the ball out long. City win the first header, and it breaks in midfield to Alexis McAllister. Now it's back with City. Núñez plays it off. Florian Wirtz for Liverpool throw-in on the near side. So PCY, if you're putting a score in, I need you to put in prediction beside it so you don't get banned, mate. Or just the letter P even. Right, we're back underway here. Bernardo Silva heads it on to Ryan Cherky. Press comes on from McAllister. Bernardo goes front to Doku. Doku now skips away from a few Liverpool players. Into the right channel. Wirtz tracking back with him. Doku gets away from him though. Still Doku down the right hand side. Cross in, ricochets off a couple of Liverpool players. And I think it'll be a throw in down by the corner flag to Manchester City. Cherky. Gvardiol now. Centre of the park for Manchester City. Inside the centre circle. Out to Bernardo Silva. Matheus Nunes. Back to Silva. City certainly dominating the early possession. I'm going to sync up at 2 minutes for everyone, by the way. Sync up when we get to 2 minutes. The clock, I'm a couple of seconds ahead on the clock, so let's pause it for 1 sec. There we go. Yeah, pretty much on spec there now. City still just knocking the ball around to the back. Matheus Nunes right side. Press comes on for Liverpool. They go back to Gvardiol. Right, folks, we're coming up to syncing time now. It is coming up to 2 minutes. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. David Coughlin said, it baffles me how Oliver's reffing at this level. It's best in England, don't you know, David? Appreciate your support, my man. 14 months with us. Thank you. I just don't want them involved in any Liverpool City games because of what's happened in the past, mate. But ultimately, look, it is what it is. Let's hope we can keep it out of VAR officials' hands. City's still just moving the ball around here, and Liverpool pressing occasionally. They have it back now, though. Szoboszlai, Bradley. Bradley rolls it across to Virgil. Robertson. Back to Virgil. Canade. Connor Bradley. Up to Salah. Salah tries to flick it around the corner, but it's intercepted by Nico Riley. He's then fouled. Free kick, Manchester City. Gravenberch said he didn't touch him, but referee giving the free kick nonetheless. Free kick and a wide, well, right left for Manchester City, wide right for us. 3 minutes 20 on the clock. Very interesting to see how this game settles because Manchester City keeping the ball at the moment. They've had most of the possession. And you can see when we then get the ball, we're trying to move it quickly. Matheus Nunes inside. Van Dijk clears it. Ekitike tries to get a touch and it can't quite bring it under control. It's a Man City throw-in again. Another one. Referee says Gravenberch once again guilty of a foul. This time it's on Doku. Free kick Manchester City. About 10 yards inside their half right hand side. Actually, it's right on the halfway line. My apologies. Right in the halfway line, right hand side. Come on, boys. Gvardiol out to Nick O'Reilly. Doku. Again, O'Reilly goes on the overlap. Cross comes in. Canade clears it. Doku gets there to win the second ball though. Goes through a couple of Liverpool players before Alexis McAllister steps in and hooks it away. Again, it's us sitting in and soaking a lot of pressure up at the minute. Szoboszlai now has it for the Reds. Ekitike, Salah. Back to Gravenberch. Come on, boys. Canade. Robbo. Back to Verge. Press comes on from Haaland. Verge goes across to Canade. Infield to Salah. Szoboszlai. Again, though, he heads it down, but it's straight to a City player. Bradley steps in, intercepts, and puts it out for Manchester City throw-in. Come on, boys. Silva. Diaz. Mateus Nunes. Blocked by Robbo. Slips it up the line looking for Wirtz. Nobody out there with him. It's just Florian Wirtz at the minute, and he's easily dispatched and brushed off the ball. Come on. To be stronger in possession than that, boys. City now moving out left side to Doku. He's got a 1-versus-1 here versus Bradley. Cuts infield. Oh. Plays the ball looking for Foden, and Van Dijk does enough to get across. I tell you what, Phil Foden was one touch away from being in on goal there. It was good vision from Doku, and honestly, I thought when this came through to Foden, he was going to touch it ahead of him and he was going to be in. And he should have. He should have controlled that. That's just poor from Foden. This is so important game for us, said Janos. Thank you, Janos. Appreciate you, my friend. It is. It's huge. But so far, we're not getting into any type of a rhythm. City are dominating possession. I expected the first 15 minutes to be difficult. But yeah, as long as we can keep a clean sheet for that first 15 and grow in, you never know what can happen. Canade. He goes long looking for Ekitike. Salah. Unlucky. Gets a strike away. Takes a nick off the Manchester City player, and Donnarumma gets down to smother it. But good. Good battling there from Ekitike and Salah. Well done. Bradley nips back in and wins it. Come on, boys. Well done, boys. Come on. McAllister. Gravenberch. Back to McAllister. Gravenberch. Nothing on, so he goes back to Ibu. Jason, how are we, sir? Thank you so much. Nearly 2 years as a member, Jason. He's gone for a 2-1 win for the Reds. I very much hope you're right, my friend. VVD looked fleet of foot there. He looked quick, didn't he, Kilo? I was just thinking that in that race against Foden, he turned on the afterburners quickly there, Van Dijk, and certainly outsprinted Foden over those 10 yards. Second balls, boys. Come on. Again, we're losing some of these early second balls, which I hate to see. Doku up against Bradley. Tries to go around him. Conor Bradley's having no... Oh, that's it, Canada. You just fucking gift the ball, mate. I honestly... There may be a penalty check here for City. Canada is... I don't know what to say, lads. He just gives the ball to Manchester City. So Doku's going down the left. Bradley gets in front of him and blocks it. And then Canade comes in and plays it off the two of them straight to Doku. Doku then goes to ground. Did Mamardashvili touch him? I mean, there's a glance from his knee on Doku. It's going to be a penalty. Ref's going to the monitor. This will be a penalty. Again, why are we seeing this shit? This does my head in. Why are we showing it in slow-mo? Fuck, I hate this. I hate this with VAR. Showing it in slow-mo. Show it in real time. Show it in real time, like you're supposed to. Show it in real... Why are you showing it in slow-mo, you absolute scumbags, again? This shouldn't be shown in slow motion. Look how long they're having to look at this. Fuck off. Penalty, you fucking asshole. Assholes. I told you. Oliver. Why was that in slow-mo? Again. They're making up the rules. I'm not saying there wasn't a touch on the player, but they're going over and they're setting him up to make up his decision again. Fucking hell. I hate VAR. That is scumbag stuff again. I don't even know what to say. It's fucking disgusting. They didn't show the referee once in full speed. Not once. Every single one was slow motion over and over again. Not once in real time. Not once. I've been talking about this all week in the build-up to this game. All week. Knew it was coming. Oliver, I told you all week. Oliver on VAR, we might as well lube up because every fucking decision that he can give City will happen. Every damn one. So well done, Ibu, for a start, for giving the ball away. Again, this is on... Look, whatever happens, it's on our defence. Ibu gave the ball away. Just absolutely gifted Doku a chance. Haaland now against Mamardashvili. Save! Go on, Georgie, you big sexy bastard! Go on, Georgie! Go on! Take that, Oliver, you cheating fuck! Woo! Go on! Take that, Oliver, you cheating scumbag! Go on, Georgie. I loved it. So many people in the comments going, he's crying, he's crying. Who's crying now, bitches? Who's crying now? Big Georgie stepping up. I told you, Oliver, all week. I knew it all week. Now look, again, I want people to understand my gripe here. Whether there's a touch on the knee or not, I'm not debating. But why is he only showing it to him in slow motion? And why is he paused it at the point of contact once again when he goes to the monitor? It's not supposed to be in slow motion. Not once was the referee shown that at full speed. Not once. Look, even on the replays, fucking scumbags. The game isn't played in slow motion, you cheating scumbags. Well done, Georgie. Get in. Michael Oliver, he's not good enough. He's not good enough at this level. He's an absolute joke. Every time he's on VAR, he finds a way to give a penalty. Just ask Manchester United fans. So there's Virgil getting cleaned out. Where's the booking, dickhead? Where's the yellow? Where's the yellow? Where's the yellow? Where's the yellow? No yellow on little snidey Bernardo Silva. No, you cheating fuck. Nevlin said, not a penalty, but that's on Canade. Oh, 100%. Canade had a simple clearance, and he plays it off either Bradley or Doku. 100%. Bradley had done his part, getting in front of Doku to stop Doku getting to the ball. All Canade had to do was either put it out for a throw in or a corner, and he opens up that chance. So yeah, that's on Canade. I agree. The same guy that didn't think Macca's chest kick was a penalty 2 seasons ago, by the way, Oliver shouldn't be near a City game. I'm going to leave that on the screen from Jacko for a minute, because he's right. Remember, Doku kicking McAllister in the chest wasn't a penalty, according to Oliver. But that was. He's an absolute lowlife, and I'm fucking sick of him being involved in Liverpool City games, because he always sticks his unwanted fucking nose right in, and it does my head in. FC Pitchside said, low-key, Canade made all that mess, and he asked for 200k. He did make the mess, you're right. Brian, thank you, bro, for gifting 50 memberships. 100%. Agree with you, man. On I don't know, of course I'm agreeing with you gifting memberships. Appreciate you, Brian, sorry. I'm just still wound up by Oliver. I said it all week in the build-up. All week, Oliver was going to shaft us. He shouldn't be allowed near a Man City game. Ever since he was over there in his little jolly bobs, I thought, fuck him. Anyway, Georgie stepped up and saved the day. But again, I agree with everybody who's saying that was on Canade for stupidity. Why are people blaming Canade? We concede a penalty. We did concede a penalty. Now look, whether you think it was a penalty or not, it's debatable. But it comes from Canade fluffing a clearance and basically letting Doku straight in. Come on, boys. Hopefully that gives them a little boost in confidence. And again, well done, Big Georgie, for the save. Doku now again. Uh-oh. Oh. Cherky has a strike. Our defenders get in the way, get a block, and it goes over the bar for a City corner. City worked it out left side to Jeremy Doku. He plays a good ball across, and City have time there. Van Dijk and Canade get out, get a block in. I'm not sure which one it comes off. Let's have a look. I think it comes off Canade's knee, but good block, needed block, because Ryan Cherky had a free shot on goal there. Corner to Manchester City, Foden to take it near side. Ball comes in, headed away by Canade. City win the second ball, but it'll go behind for a goal kick. Come on, boys! So again, simple question to everybody. Look at that again. Not once, ladies and gentlemen, did Michael Oliver show that referee the incident at full speed. Not once. If he can't see it at full speed, is it that clear and obvious? They just make the rules up, and Oliver is the absolute lowest of the low, in my opinion, when we play City. Because there's form for it. Over and over again, season after season, Oliver is at the heart of iffy decisions for us against City. It's fucking disgusting. All the dopes in commentary saying Oliver is the most experienced ref in the country. There's a problem with refs in England. Mate, it's a disgrace. Like, whether there was a touch or not, like I said, why on earth is he not seeing it at full speed? And why is he frozen it at the point of contact just to put the idea in the ref's head again? Over and over again, these VAR officials are just screwing teams. I'm sick of it. Ekatike now. Left side. Back to Robbo. Good touch from Andy Robertson. Nessie said, these refs will do everything to make Pep win against Liverpool in his 1,000th game at the Etihad. Szoboszlai blocked 3 times the goal, said Janos. Thank you, Janos. Szoboszlai's had a good start, mate, yes. Grafenberch now. Virgil. To Robbo. Canade, back to Virgil. Move on, man. It's annoying me, dude. I get your point. I understand. I'm moaning about it. You want me to move on. I do get where you're coming from. I promise you. But I said this all week. It was going to happen. It's so frustrating. Salah. Back to Maka. Forced backwards here a little bit. Roger said Mo doesn't look sharp at all. Bradley, brilliant. We're growing into the game bit by bit here. City clear the lines. Come on, boys. Come on, the Reds. John said, I'm sorry, but Oliver is on the take, said John Edinger. Look, as I said, United fans will understand where I'm coming from with Oliver, because I've seen him give some very questionable VAR penalty suggestions when they've played as well. It's just ridiculous. There's a break here because Nico Riley has gone down holding his right leg, so there's a break in play. And obviously 20 minutes, time for the Diogo song, and obviously all of our love and respect to Diogo and Andre's families. But look, Michael Oliver's a disgrace. I've nothing else to say. He's a disgrace. Stopping play for a leg injury. Yeah, but the ball was out of play, Tobias. So it's different, mate, when the ball was out of play. Yeah, it's natural break in play, so no problem with that at all. Craig, do you think there's an increased chance of corruption with VAR into the game? Well, look, I'm not trying to say that VAR is corrupt, but is there an increased chance of corruption? Of course. Anything that gives somebody else control over the outcome of a game of football, that is a possibility. Can't believe the big man made the save. It's a good save as well. Craig, let's lift the mood a bit and forget about the penalty. I'm trying, man. I promise you I'm trying. But, you know, anybody who's telling me to move on, I do get where you're coming from, I promise. But, you know, when you knew something was coming all week and, you know, at the first opportunity for him to stick his beak in there and have a say, it just does my head in. The Honest Tiger said, as a United fan, Oliver should be demoted. See, I knew United fans would have some understanding on this because you've been at the end of it yourselves. Ball out looking for Salah wide right, a little bit too much on it, and it goes out. We're a quarter of the way through the game, ladies and gents. Still City 0, Liverpool 0. If you're joining us late, Manchester City had a penalty awarded via VAR, and it was saved by Georgie Marmadashvili. Good save down to his left. Jimbo Jones said, from Greater Manchester, Ashton upon Lyme, the ref. Look, again, I'm not trying to say there's any allegiance or anything because of where they're from. I just, you know, when you know something's going to happen and it happens and you're angry about it, that's just how I feel about it. I knew all week this clown was going to shaft us. But thankfully, Big Georgie stepped up and saved the day. So full credit to him. But look, again, you got to say, and people saying it was a pen or not, I'm not arguing about whether it was a pen or not. That's up to you to decide. What I'm arguing about is the process again of him only showing it in slow motion over and over again. He's made the ref's mind up from before he went to the monitor. It's as simple as that. And it's not just a one game thing. VAR should not be slowing things in slow motion. It shouldn't be. The game's not played in slow motion. Show it in real time. If it's supposed to be clear and obvious, the ref should see it. If he doesn't see it, then you're looking too hard. Brennan Smith said, there will always be balls where you have a ref from England. The PGMOL needs to bring refs from other countries in Europe. I've said this, Brennan, as a suggestion for a long time. You know, regular viewers of the channel will know I've been saying this for years. I think it would benefit the game in general. Yeah, because how many times have we got to the point where we're playing in Europe, City are playing in Europe, Arsenal, United are playing in Europe, and you see things given that wouldn't be given in the Premier League. You know, a different tolerance level to a handball or something like that. So I think if you do have that, you know, group of elite referees who travel around Europe's top 5 leagues, honestly, I think it would benefit the game in general, because then there will be less of a difference of how things are refereed when you go into Europe and stuff. So I think it would just be a good fit, and it would remove any of the inbuilt or even subconscious dislike some referees absolutely have of certain managers, teams and fans. VAR is all about slow-mo, but look at the rules. It's not supposed to be. It's only supposed to be shown in slow-mo if it's right on the edge of an area. So if they have to decide if it was in or out, and there's one other reason, and I can't remember for the life of me what it is, but it isn't on stuff like that. Gravenberch tries to slip it into Wirtz, but just a little bit too much on it. City go back now to Donnarumma. Press comes on from Wirtz, out to Diaz. City play around the press into Haaland. Haaland out to Foden. Doku, right boys, we need to get back in. There's a 4-on-4 here. Bradley. Oh, good defending, boys. Doku forces Georgie into a save at his near post. Again, there was a 4-on-4. Bradley gets the initial block in, but then Doku's just sheer power kind of goes through him. He then goes round the outside, shoots with his left foot quickly, forces Georgie into a save at his near post, and it'll be a Manchester City corner. Doku's been lively here from the start. Corner in from City. Canade heads it away. Second ball though drops to Doku. Gravenberch is there with him. Doku pulls it back to Phil Foden. Foden dispossessed perfectly by Salah, who gives the ball straight away though to Ruben Diaz. Doku. Again, Wirtz wins it this time. Back to Wirtz. Goes through. That's a yellow. That is a yellow. Yeah, about time, referee. Chris Thorne said, PGMOL are corrupt. Howard Webb always brings Oliver in to make it difficult for Liverpool. He's Webb's love child. Thank you, Chris. Brennan said, we've already seen it with Q. How many others is there with clear bias? But we're supposed to believe, Brennan, that it doesn't exist, because Neville and Co were, out there straight away backing up Q. Backing him up. How's that looking now, Neville? Huh? When Q's real life came to the fore. So yes, there are referees, whether consciously or subconsciously, have stuff against certain teams, and it shouldn't be off the table for a conversation, should it? So yeah, Doku causing us lots of problems here at the start. Come on, boys. Press him. Press him. Don't let him out. Keep pressing. Come on, boys. Doku. Ruben Diaz now. Come on, boys. Step in. Little 1-2. City doing well here to play past the press. They're moving to the right channel now. Matheus Nunes. Virgil comes across to him. Okay, I'm going to read out the rule as it's written to you in a second. Bear with me. The ref was showing it in full speed. We're showing it in slow-mo. We've seen the screen the ref was looking at as the ref was looking at it, Jonna. So I disagree with that. We've seen the same screen the referee was looking at. 1-0 City. Kanate yet again. He's Haaland with a header. And Kanate again is there to look at him. Kanate can't defend. He can't defend. I fucking give up. Haaland scores 1-0 City and Kanate can't defend for shit. Haaland scores. Good header, sort of. It ricochets off Kanade back to him, and he just can't defend. So City have it in a wide area. Goes out to Matheus Nunes. Puts in a cross. And look, Kanade yet again. Jumps past the ball. He's more intent on wrestling with his man once again than actually trying to win the ball. He's a joke. Just not good enough. Just not good enough. Canade over jumps the ball and it goes off Haaland's heading into the goal. Canade can't defend, lads. I don't know what to say anymore. You know, Haaland directed it well. Nothing the keeper could do. But that's, again, Canade should have won that header. He's just not good enough. He's not good enough. He isn't. And I'm sick of it at this point. His head's up his arse. Good header from Haaland. Nothing Georgie could do, as I said. But again, that's on Canade. The penalty was on Canade. That's on Canade. Just doesn't care. Doesn't fight hard enough. Doesn't win. No aggression. Just being bullied. Just not good enough. Not good enough. City on the attack again. Cherky inside the Haaland. Haaland. Doku. Well done, Georgie. Mad, City are swarming us. Let's be honest. City are bossing it as we speak. Only 30 minutes gone. Still lots of time in the game, but yeah, we can't deal with simple crosses into our box because our centre back getting bullied. Wirtz, he lines up a shot. It's blocked. So the rule as it's written said the video assistant referee can show incidents in slow motion to help officials make a correct decision. However, slow motion replays are primarily used for factual situations such as pinpointing a player's position or the exact point of contact for a foul, while normal speed is used for judging the intensity of an offence or deliberate handball. So, again, all slow-mo. Just never mind whether the rules are written, all slow-mo. But that's irrelevant because we saved that decision and then Canade still finds a way to screw us again. And there will be happy clappers who are telling us we're all being too harsh on Canade, but honestly, I don't give a fuck what they say. Canade's been weak again. And any centre-back that lost that duel would be ashamed of themselves. Thomas Joy said slow motion clips are not allowed in court because it's scientifically proven that it will distort the outcomes of trials. Take no PGMOL. Like I said, mate, they make shit up as they go along. But look, irrelevant. We saved the penalty, and then Canade can't defend a simple cross into the box because he misses the flight of the ball. Look at it. He actually just misses the flight of the ball because he's more concerned with arm grabbing with Haaland and just doesn't watch the flight of the ball. Jumps past the ball. It's a joke. Moosey said we're getting dominated. Salah has to get sold. It's not Salah's fault we're getting dominated, lad. Let's be fair. City are playing better than us. Let's be honest about that. It ain't on Salah, man. If you were looking at somebody to pinpoint a finger of blame to so far in this game, his name starts with I and ends in Brahima Canade. And again, we're not matching their intensity or aggression. You get let off the hook with the keeper saving a penalty and then still just so passive. Come on, boys. City playing out past Liverpool press. Doku. Seems like Canade cares more about the man. I've said this about Canade's defending for a few years. He is more concerned with the physical grappling than he is with watching the ball and defending. And I've said it for 2 years minimum. It's one of my big gripes with him. He's just more concerned in getting into physical tussles than actually doing the defending. Tipsy Dipsy said, never thought my ironing would be more fun. Canade thinks he'll get to Madrid doing that, said Curtis. Look, I'm going to be honest. City deserve to be ahead. They've been the better team. I've no argument with us being behind on the balance of play, but we could have defended it better, should have defended it better. And Canade has had 2 moments in this match that have cost us potential goal-scoring opportunities. But City have been the better team. I'm not trying to say that they haven't. They absolutely have. But these are avoidable things for us, you know. Canade just wakes up, watches the flight of the ball. He heads that away. Let me ask you a question. If Virgil was in Canade's position, do you think Haaland scores that header? For me, not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell, because Virgil clears it. You know, if Haaland had gotten ahead of Canade and gotten at the ball quicker, understandable. But he didn't. Canade had a chance to clear that and he mistimed the jump. Still a very good finish from Haaland, you know, to direct the header. And nothing Georgie could do about it, but Virgil doesn't lose that battle. Maka going into the book now for stopping a counter-attack. Brings City player down. Doku's getting away from him. Don't really have any complaints about that. Same as City's yellow for stopping a counter. Can't really complain about the decision there. Foden. Again, look, City just have patterns of play that their players know what they're doing, and it looks far more free-flowing than the way we set up at the minute. Come on, boys. Robbo. Next goal in this game is so important. Szoboszlai. Inside to McAllister. He's fouled. Free kick Liverpool pretty much on the halfway line. Salah drifts inside. Then goes back out. Bradley. Come on, boys. McAllister. He switches it. Cross left side to Andy Robertson. Robbo controls it. Not a great touch. Allows Matheus Nunes to get back and clear the ball. It'll be a Liverpool throw-in. Szoboszlai. Tries to switch up. Goes across to Salah, who has it by the corner flag on the far side. Salah tries across, goes out off Nick O'Reilly, and be a Liverpool corner on the far side of the pitch. Come on, boys. Craig not watching. How have we been? Honestly, Dylan, we've been second best, mate. I'm being honest about it. We've been second best. Salah taking this corner. Interesting. Salah taking a far side. Ball in. Yes, Virgil! 1-1. Van Dijk with a header. Go on, Virg! 1-1. Gets in. He's a centre half. He's a number 4. Watch him defend and we watch him score. He'll pass the ball, calm as you like. Virgil van Dijk. What the fuck are they showing the linesman for? Why are we seeing the linesman? What the fuck's going on? Well, how's that been ruled out? What? What? Oh, they're honestly going to say now Robbo was in the way. Is that it? Fuck off. How is that in the keeper's eye line? Stop it. That's not in his eye line, you fucking scumbags. That's not in his eye line. Don't give me that shit. It's not in his eye line one bit. No goal. Off. Fuck off, Oliver. You're a scumbag. Hell. Lads, the game's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's fucking gone. It's gone. No way did that impede the goalkeeper. Not a fucking hope. That's scum. What the fuck? What on actual fuck is that? Oh, here. Dodgy penno and a perfectly good goal ruled out. Robertson was not in his eye line, didn't stop the goalkeeper. That is an absolutely disgusting decision. Oliver's a scumbag. I'm done, lads. I'm fucking done. I'm done. That's fuck off. That is disgusting. Major Alex said these refs are a joke. Come on now. It's disgusting. It's the game's fixed. I don't care. It's fucking disgusting. That's disgusting. I've nothing else to say. Oliver's a scumbag. And anybody who's laughing at us, remember, it'll be you next time. This is what I'm saying. We can all be tribal and laugh at each other, but we either want the game done properly or we don't. That's a disgusting decision. He wasn't in the keeper's eye line. He didn't stop the goalkeeper diving. It is absolute bullshit that Oliver ruled that goal out. It is disgusting. And if you care about the game, you'll be as annoyed as I am by that. It is absolutely disgusting. Again, if you're laughing at us as an opposition fan, fair enough, no probs. But remember, you either give a shit about the game or you don't. And if you care about the game, Oliver's a scumbag. That's disgusting. That's a dodgy penalty and a perfectly good goal ruled out by Oliver. And we're supposed to just take it as fans and just think, oh, that's okay. There's nothing dodgy going on here. Fucking hell, come on. Freddie, appreciate you, man. Thank you. No, Sanchez said that was not an obstruction. The refs were a joke. It was never an obstruction. He wasn't blocking the keeper's view. He wasn't blocking the keeper's dive. Nothing about that was impacting the goalkeeper. Michael Oliver has robbed us again. Look, I'll be laughed at and I don't give a fuck. I'm right. Michael Oliver robbed us again. Dodgy penalty. Absolutely shithousing the way he showed the ref the decision for the penalty or the incident, and then he robs us of a perfectly valid goal. He's a scumbag. He is a scumbag, and the PGMOL are fucking frauds. I don't give a shit. If you care about football, you should be annoyed by this, because Michael Oliver is impacting the outcome of this game with his absolutely horrendous takes, and he does it every time Liverpool play City. Every fucking time. The studs from Doku to McAllister wasn't a penalty, but that tiny touch on Doku was. Fuck you, Oliver, you lowlife scumbag. Nathan said, even as a United fan, that's a god-awful decision. It's absolutely disgusting, Nathan, and I applaud you as a United fan for being honest, mate. Thank you. This isn't about us wanting to get decisions we shouldn't get. That's just wrong on every level. Chris Baker said, best in the league, worst refs in the world, poor results so far, enjoying your stream as per. Thank you, man. I think we're playing all right. The refs smoking. Even Neville saying it's a poor decision. That was the wrong decision, ruined the game. And do you know what else didn't happen? Did he send the ref to the fucking monitor for that? Did he? No. And that's my point. Why didn't he ask the ref to go make a subjective decision? Oliver interfered in the game again. Oliver is fucking around with the outcome of another Liverpool game. Why was the ref not asked? Was he not asked to make a decision? on whether he was impeding him or not? Of course not, because Oliver knows that that wouldn't fucking happen. Because the ref would go over and, like most of the people, would look at it and go, he's nowhere near interfering with him. He's not in his eye line. He's not blocking his jump. But Oliver, once again, and his fucking ego, has the cheek to interfere in games and fuck around with the outcome. He is a disgrace. The PGMOL are a disgrace. And if you don't care about that, you don't care about football. It's fucking sick. On-field decision from the linesman, not Oliver. Would you care to tell me why the big fucking sign in the stadium said VAR? Would you care to tell me about that one? Because VAR looked at it. It showed it on the screen in the stadium. So if you're going to have a laugh, get it right. 2 words, Oliver Twist, thieving ref. Cheating team, cheating ref. Look, it's not on City. I'm not blaming City in any way. They didn't make the decisions. You know, City have been the better team in this game. I'm not denying that, and I'm not moaning about City one bit. This is on Oliver. He's an absolute toe rag. Like, fair play, City have been a better team. I'm not trying to deny that. They've been the better in the first 45, but lads, this is just hard to take over and over again. We're getting effed. Why do we bother? I know, and it's Oliver again. And I said it all week, building up to the game. We're going to get shafted. Joseph said, I've put your commentary on because there was just bum licking Oliver. Game's actually gone and they're not even hiding it. It's a disgrace, mate. It's a fucking disgrace. Seven minutes added on at the end of the first half. PGMOL is essentially an embedded mafia. They have to change the rules every year to stay relevant. It's offside, handball, etc. Had a solid definition. Then the PGMOL would be null and void. Corruption, period. Look, I don't know what else to say, man. I've no problem losing to a better team. No problem. And this isn't on City. They aren't making the decisions. But honestly, it's heartbreaking as a football fan to see it over and over again from the same clown and keep getting told he's the best. He's a fucking idiot. An arrogant idiot. That's all Oliver is. Haley, I can't read out the second part of that because, of course, I can't. Thank you for 18 months with us, though, Holly. Or Harvey, excuse me. My apologies, Harvey. I can't read out the second part, man, because I can't. 2-0. 2-0, City. 2-0. Deflection. 2-0, City. City. Deflection takes it past Georgie Mamadashvili just before half time. Manchester City 2, Liverpool 0. Comes off Virgil. City working across. Strike comes off Virgil's right foot. He doesn't even move his foot, to be fair. There's nothing Virgil can do about it. Strike off his foot. Wrong foot's Georgie and it's 2-0. Oh, he does slightly move his foot, actually. Can't say City don't deserve their lead. They deserve their lead. Oh, fucking hell. What can you say on that one, lads? It's that's just unlucky. Nico with the goal, and yeah, 2-0 City. No complaints about that one other than it was just unlucky, like I said. Awful keeping? Fuck off. Awful keeping. Are you? Come on. Don't be looking at the keeper for that, mate. Keeper's going down one side, it hits the defender's foot and moves direction. Nothing on the keeper there, it's just unlucky. Aidan said, don't care about the goal. This feels like Spurs away again. Refs ruined this game massively. Feel for you. Not even the ref, it's VAR, mate. It's Oliver that's ruined the game. But look, City are being the better side. No arguments about that. City have been the better side. You know. But yeah, big moments in this game. Two of them, they both went against us, and Oliver stuck his nose in for both of them. The City goals, look, you know, we can talk about our defending. Canade was horrible for the first, and we were lucky on the second. So no complaints about the goals from a City or refereeing perspective. But yeah, another corner hit to City. We've had 5 of the 7 minutes at the end of the half. They need to be switching feckin' VAR off. Oliver's not a ref and he's affecting the game. What a joke. Is Canade bribed? No, mate. I'm not saying Canade's bribed. He's just not very good. Dylan said, I'm a United fan. This is a robbery. Oliver's a clown. Appreciate you. I appreciate anyone who's at least been honest enough to tell us we're getting shafted by Oliver. But like I said, I'm not trying to say City aren't deserving, don't deserve the lead in the game. They do. They absolutely do. I've got no gripes with City on this. My gripe is completely with the referee and our defending, of course. Canade has been a disgrace again. Triple H said, how did our goal not stand? Because they invented a way to rule it out, mate. Look, there's two things you look at in that situation. Was he in the goalkeeper's eye line? No. Did he stop the goalkeeper from getting to the ball? No. They just invented a way because he ducked to make him offside. The keeper was never getting to it, could see it all the way. It's absolute horseshit. Didn't make an attempt to play the ball. It's just disgusting. It's just a way for Oliver to stick his nose in, interfere, and screw us again. That's all that is. Simple as that. There's no argument about it. It is factual. Oliver has absolutely shafted us twice in this game. It's not even up for debate, but we still don't deserve anything from it because City have been the better team. Ashley said, Salah's miles off it. He needs to be benched for the foreseeable. No fight, determination, just lazy at the minute. Keane Owen said, Oliver's an absolute clown. He's done it again. What's the actual point in playing a match when you've Oliver on VAR? Terrible choice by the PGMOL to put him on in this match. Again, as a Liverpool fan, I looked at Jeremy Doku kicking Alexis McAllister in the chest only to be told that that wasn't a penalty. They then use it as an example of a high foot on the Premier League's website. Then the same official tells us Odegaard's handball wasn't a handball. Then the same official tells us that that was a nailed-on penalty. Then the same official tells us that Robbo was offside. This man has form for doing this. Ask United fans how many times Oliver has intervened to suggest a penalty against them as well. The man is an absolute fucking lowlife. And how anybody within football doesn't have the balls to call this out, I don't know. Because what they rely on is tribalism. Tribalism is what lets these scumbags away with it. Because they know Spurs fans, Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans, United fans are all going to come in and laugh. And that gets them away with it. That gets them on to the next week. And then when it affects their team, every other club's fans laugh. If we don't come together and call this shit out, we're screwed. We either care about the game or we don't. And Michael Oliver is a disgrace. And the PGMOL have no intention of fixing it by the looks of it. And football needs to fucking call it out. Tom said, you've had favours all year in injury time. What are you fucking on about, dickhead? Scoring late goals isn't favours, you absolute moron. Like I said, Tom, this isn't a matter of do you like Liverpool or not. This is a matter of do you give a shit about the game or not. Clearly you don't. That's okay. Karate said, it's over, buddy. What we doing? Look, let's push aside Oliver for a second and look at the performance. We've been second best, you know, tactically. We've been second best with the ball. Yeah, look, City deserve their lead. Not trying to say anything but they deserve that lead. They've been the better side, and I've no qualms with City being ahead in the game. My gripes are, I think, very fair and realistic. It should have been 1-1. And I don't know if City go and score the second one and go 2-1 up. Maybe they do, I don't know. But there's no way on earth that's offside. Never. Will said, afternoon, Craig. Second on everything all over the park today. This is when Arnott and the players can convince us all that they have what it takes. Does ducking out of the way count as interfering with play? Only saw the broadcast camera angle. Refs aside, the lack of intensity is depressing. So, if he made an attempt to play the ball, I'd have no problem with the offside. But he didn't. He tried to get out of the way of the ball. He wasn't in Donnarumma's eyesight. You can see that from the angle when Verge heads the ball. He didn't interfere with the dive of Donnarumma. The only person who thought that was offside was the specimen on VAR. And he didn't even ask the ref to have a look at it. Didn't even ask him to have a look at it. Because apparently that wasn't subjective. But the penalty, of course, have a look at it in extra slow-mo. He's a fucking... I don't know what to say anymore. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I feel for you guys. I was bantering you when you were deservedly losing, but this VAR BS makes me not enjoy these results. Different team, but we all love football. Exactly. And that's the point I've been trying to make, mate. That point. You know, I'm not saying we don't deserve to be losing this game of football. We're second best. It's fucking disgusting. Some of the stats from the first half. Possession. 57% for City, 43% for us. Total shots in the game, 6 for Manchester City, 4 on target, 3 for Liverpool, none on target. Dangerous attacks, 39 for City, just 6 for Liverpool. Corners, 6 for City, 1 for Liverpool. Total passes, 270 for Man City, 84% passing accuracy, 203 for Liverpool, 84%. So look, as you can see, no argument that City are the deserving leaders in the game. They've been the better side. It just leaves such a sour taste in the mouth when the referee is, or the VAR is doing what's happening. Ryan, thank you, mate. On what planet is it acceptable for Oliver to regularly travel to a state that owns City during international breaks? Why is it swept under the rug? I believe the Nixers have been stopped. The jolly up's over. But again, look, I'm sure each and every one of you that don't support Liverpool have your own instances that you can point to. But for me as a Liverpool fan, in this particular fixture, Michael Oliver has had way too much of an influence on the outcomes of these Manchester City games with Liverpool for years now. It's truly sickening. And you know it's going to happen. I said it all week in the build-up. This isn't just a me reacting thing. I said it all week in the build-up, all week, that this was going to happen. Now look, 100% City are the better side. Full credit to them for their lead. They've been the better team. But it just leaves a sour taste. Tierney's quality said, I'm guessing you've heard the Mike Dean thing. I'm not sure what you mean, mate. I don't hear anything on audio from the game because I have it on silent. Man United, Hodge said, bro, I'm with you. Oliver's a disgrace. Martin Lawrence said, this is a perfect storm of Liverpool not being at it. Every big call going City's way and City getting the lucky breaks. We look completely off it. I don't disagree about us looking off it. And look, for us to have gotten that equaliser to Van Dijk would have been against the run of play. No argument there either. I don't know. Like, I'm in a really difficult position here because obviously I have to be careful about everything I say, but nothing will ever convince me that Oliver doesn't have a hard-on for Man City. Nothing. Tipsy Dipsy said, VAR shite as usual, but we're playing awful. I agree on that. If we want to just talk about how we're playing, not good enough. You know, we've been second to most balls. City have dominated territory, possession, created far more opportunities than us. And are deserving to be in the lead. You know, solely on the balance of play, I've no qualms with the scoreline or the result so far. But that goal should have stood. Not very slim. Here's your brother. Ref making it about him again. Anyway, how are you? I'm all right, dude. It's not even the ref, it's the VAR. Like, look at this. I'm seeing it right now when Virg heads the ball. Donnarumma has Robbo here and a perfect eye line. It's got nothing to do with where... It's just a scumbag decision. It's... And again, why wasn't the ref asked to have a look at it? This is, again, my gripe. No asking of the ref to have a look at a potentially subjective decision. Oliver just stamps his authority on it by owning the decision and shafting us. Chase and Vlog said, if Oliver continues to make decisions against us, I'm switching off the TV to cool down. Stargirl said, goal was allowed. It might have boosted the team. Even City second here, like, just unfortunate for us. Takes a nick off Virgil's boot. You know, keeper tries to adjust and it's past him before he can. You know, it is what it is. The first goal, Canade defensively was horrible. Like I said, I posed the question to the chat. Do you think Virgil would have not headed that ball away? Because Canade's more concerned with wrestling the arm of Haaland than watching the flight of the ball. And he has the jump on Haaland. He's in front of him. And he jumps under the ball because he's so intent on wrestling with Haaland's arm. That's a big gripe we have as Liverpool fans with Canade's defending for a long time. It's just more concerned with wrestling than actually doing the defending. So that one was entirely preventable. Canade should have defended it. And also, Canade caused the penalty incident because Bradley had done the right thing and put his body in between Jeremy Doku and the ball. And Canade either lets it go out or puts it out for a throw-in or a corner, but he kicks it off either Bradley or Doku and then creates the penalty incident. Canade's having a mare again. Sam Stack said, historically, when we save a pen, we're in for a treat. But to be honest, we are beaten first half and fair and square. We need a miracle. That's all I can dream of. Look, I have no argument, Sam, on us not deserving to anything other than to be behind. Like I've said, City have been the better team. They deserve their lead. I'm genuinely just heartbroken because the game is getting ruined. And we're all just watching on powerless as these clowns interfere in the outcomes of league titles with incredibly questionable decisions. Craig Moore said, evening Craig, as a United fan, I'm loving your downfall this season, but you've been shafted here. Another example of the PGMOL and VAR interfering for the sake of it. They're not fit for purpose. I really do thank you, mate, and any other fan, Arsenal fans or United fans who've come in and look, I expect you to banter us when we're losing, man. That's par for the course. That's football fandom. But I also really appreciate when you have an honest take on what you're seeing, because I've seen Oliver shaft you lads as well, you know, with penalties that you're looking at going, how is he interfering for this? But it's Oliver. He loves to just be the centre of attention. His ego is through the roof. And ask anybody that knows or has been around the refereeing institutions if Oliver has a big ego. Because everybody I know that has been in that has said, yeah, he does. He hates being corrected. Fuck him. He's an absolute scumbag. And I'm fed up of it. So Liverpool's going to be in a top 5 race, then title race. Look, what we've played this season, hand on heart, we don't deserve to be in a title race. We don't. We haven't been good enough this season. And coming to the Etihad at any point, with any form you're in, it's always going to be a tough game. And City are the better team today. I have no argument, no problem saying that. You can talk about our tactics, intensity, second balls, defending. These are all valid points for us to discuss as Liverpool fans. But the league table doesn't lie. We are where we deserve to be. And today, we're just not at it compared to the intensity we had against Madrid and, of course, against Villa. But yeah, got to go for it second half. Might as well be hung for a sheep as a lamb, as we say. And we got to go balls out. Because if we have any chance to get into this game, we need to score the next goal. CK Callum said, we've been so uninspired. Neville will be my 13th reason, but his commentary. Also sick of treating Man City as a proper club. Look, the whole Man City thing and the charges, that's a different conversation. And we have that. Today, City have been the better side. So City deserve to be in the lead. And as a Liverpool fan, I'm big enough, ugly enough to own that. They've been the better side. And we've been far off where we should be. Canada, I don't even know what to say anymore about Canada, because I speak about his inconsistencies a lot. And you're seeing it again today. He can go 2-3 games where he's really good, and then he goes another game and he has an absolute mare. Twice in that first half alone, he gave up chances. One of them cost us a goal. The other one led to a penalty decision. So Canada's not been good enough, and it's for this very reason that I keep saying 200 plus grand a week, you're having a laugh. And that's why I've said all the season as well, I'd prefer Gay because he's more consistent. And like I said, there's no way he scores that goal if it's Virgil jumping with him. But Canada couldn't be arsed trying to actually do the defending, just wants to wrestle. Craig, nothing to lose. We got to just press. William said, as a Man City fan, I must have to admit that Robertson was miles offside and needs to learn the offside rule and not just block Donnarumma's view. Well, honestly, mate, you don't believe what you've just written. You don't believe it one bit. Because how was he blocking his view? Just look at his eye line and look at Virgil. I get that you don't want to admit it was a fair goal, no problem. But Robert to learn the offside rule, mate, I know the offside rule. You know the offside rule. That wasn't offside. He didn't interfere with the keeper's jump. He wasn't blocking the keeper's eye line. It was a disgraceful decision. Simple as that. The commentator said it was the linesman who gave the offside first and VAR was just confirming it. Always completely ruined my mood for a big game. Again, though, no sending the ref to the monitor. Because the linesman is looking across, remember? Linesman's looking across play. So he can't see the actual eye line of Gianluigi Donnarumma. VAR can. And the ref could have if he went to the monitor. You telling me that wasn't worth a shout to tell the ref to go look at the monitor and make your decision? You telling me that would have been crazy to do? It's just stupidity at this point. And I promise you, we'll sit here and if I thought he was offside, I'd say to you, offside. I genuinely would. My 100% belief is that was not offside. Can we add a VAR section to the player ratings videos? I think I'd get cancelled if I did, because it'd just be one finger up after another. TOTT2KZ1 said, just looks like we gave it all versus Madrid and have nothing left, which is worrying. Still 45 minutes to go. At least get the draw. WFM. FU Oliver. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Gogan so far. Stargirl said, I think Connor has been playing well. Yeah, Bradley's done okay. He's had a tough afternoon. Doku's certainly a tricky opponent, and he's got an absolute blistering bit of pace, Jeremy Doku. Just need something huge here in the second half. Something has to change quickly. Because apart from my fume at Oliver, like I said, I've no problem with being behind in the game because City have been the better team. Just hope we can find something in the second half to turn this around. And I also hope that football, pundits, commentators, match of the day, I hope they all have the moral courage to call it like it is and say that was disgusting decision making. Because if you care about the game, you know Oliver's had a massive influence on this game where he didn't need to. Right, second half about to get underway. City playing from right to left. And we're underway. Ms. Hardo said, the coach will always be our biggest problem. His inability to read a game and strategies to command the game, he lacks. Salah should be out. So, I have a theory about the manager and the captain and the intensity and their demeanours leading to a lack of visceral anger and energy in our play. And I don't know if it's a very Dutch thing or not. But on a personal level, I would find it very hard to respond to that type of leadership. I need aggression. I need a Klopp. Here's Salah now, wide right. Up against Nico O'Reilly. Pulls it back to Bradley. Salah, another strike blocked. Second ball. Well done, boys. Come on, boys. I'll sync up in a second. People can't blame Mo here. 0 balls to him. I haven't blamed Mo at all. I know some in the chat have, mate, but I've tried to just gloss over the comments because, like I said, people always need to find one scapegoat, and, you know, it's a team failure to me today. There are people who are doing okay, but I'm with you. I don't really have any critiquing of Mo. I can understand the critiquing of the gaffer maybe and some of the tactics, but I don't see Mo not trying out there. I just see, again, us second best and around a lot of the areas of the park. Elmir said, I rarely moan at decisions. The balls to call it out. Or excuse me, no, sorry. I rarely moan at decisions. That was insane to give offside. 1-1, totally different game. Hard one, but love you all. Thank you, Elmir. 888 said, pundits don't have the balls to call it out. Just agree with whatever the officials decide. It's a joke. Yep, which is why fan channels exist, mate. Because we will say what they maybe can't say, which is that Oliver's a disgrace. David said, Michael Oliver and Man City is a terrible combo. Ref decisions are based on opinions, just awful. We need to play with anger here, said Dynamite. Agree, we do. But look, we've started brightly. 20, 47, 31, 2, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Right, corner to Liverpool on the near side. Maddie, sorry I missed this. Michael Oliver's bought and paid for by Abu Dhabi. Sorry, mate, I missed that initially. My bad. Maddie. Look, I don't want to start talking about corruption, mate, because that's a slippery slope. But I am saying that he's horrendous. And I don't believe they're all coincidences. Corner in. Now he gives a free out. City player goes to the ground. He gives a free out. Fuck me. Let's have a look. Oh, shock horror. Guess who? It's Canade yet again. And what is he doing? More interfere with the wrestling with the player again. Ibrahim Canade once again involved in wrestling rather than actually looking to win the fucking ball. He does my head in. He does my head in. Canade again. Fuck me. City move it out into the right channel there. Matheus Nunes. By the way, folks, if you can, please do hit that subscribe button for me. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, tough afternoon as a Liverpool fan to be sitting here watching this, but, you know, still time on the clock, so you never know. Maka to Robbo. Back to Wirtz. Reigns pissing down at the Etihad. City with a comfortable 2-0 lead. First goal scored by Erling Haaland. Second goal, Nico Gonzalez. Ball in behind here. Oh, fuck's sake. Once again, second best, Mo. Second best once again. Every fucking duel we lose. There was a good chance there if Mo has the physicality to actually win the ball. He's either going to be brought down and it's a red card to the keeper, but no, once again, we let City get there first. Every feckin' duel we're losing out there. Look at this again. It's good football. Ball played in. Salah's in. But again, look, one player goes to ground wanting to win that ball. One. And it ain't our boy. Does Canada know there's a ball in football? Mate, I've been honestly saying it for 2 years now. He spends way too much time wrestling with people. And he's more concerned with the physical aspect of it than watching where the ball is. Free kick here, Soboslai to put it in. Ball crossed in again. Cleared by City. Doku now on the counter. Gets inside past Bradley. Fuck's sake. Still City. Cherky now. Shot blocked. City win the second ball again. Oh no, another free kick. This time it's Connor Bradley. So he's booked. Fucking wonderful. Shooting position here for City as well. If Bradley was going to foul and get a yellow, it should have been 20 yards back up the pitch when Doku cut in past them. Instead, he lets the chance go. He's probably going to get a yellow anyway for that because the ref plays an advantage. And then he fouls him second time around. He gets back up and fouls another player and gives away a free kick in a worse position. So he should have taken the yellow 20 yards back up the pitch. Chasing Vlog said, Rail still won Culinary. You can have him now. He's just not been good enough this season, mate. And like I said, I don't know where his head's at. I don't know what's going on with his contract situation, but I do know we need better. JD's trying to be a smart arse. How's that 120 million on Isak going? You're really trying to make a definitive decision on a player who's had a handful of minutes and has been injured. I wouldn't have expected him to. I would have, even if he came in and started playing well straight away, I wouldn't be making a decision on Isak at this point, mate. And nor would you if he was at your club. So I'm very happy with the signing of Alexander Isak. Thank you very much as a Liverpool fan. And when he does get up to speed and gets going, I'm sure he'll be banging in goals for us. But he's not our problem at the minute. Savinho on to replace Ryan Cherky for Manchester City. Free kick here, Foden over it. Strike into the wall. Cleared by Bradley. Doku. Frustrating. Craig Moore said, Slot dropping Gakpo so he can shoehorn in Wirtz into the team is a strange decision. Team is now balanced with Wirtz out wide. He hasn't got a clue what his best team is. So I don't disagree on the not knowing his best team part. I do slightly disagree on playing Wirtz out on the left against Gakpo because if we're being blunt, we've said similar things about Gakpo and that he's been one-dimensional or hasn't been impactful enough in a game. So I don't think personally that one decision has made much of a difference here. We've just been second best on the all around. You know, I know it's tempting a lot of the time to scapegoat or to look for maybe a one change thing, and I get it. But for me, I'm just frustrated with Canada, and yeah, I'm frustrated that again we look like we've got no idea of what to be doing. So that I'm with you on the manager, but you know, I'm not trying to reinvent it. I was happy with the team selection before kickoff, but we just haven't been good enough. Free kick to Liverpool. Referee judge Gvardiol fouled Florian Wirtz, so free kick in a too deep to shoot, but maybe a position to get a cross in. Let's have a look. I mean, how's that not a yellow? Genuinely, how's that not a yellow? Lunges in, doesn't get the ball, gets the man. I don't know how that's not a yellow because Wirtz was away. Kirkes on for Ekatike. And Kirkes and Gakpo on for Ekitike and Robbo. So we'll see if Gakpo does go into his normal left position or if he goes through the centre. But Ekitike, Robbo off, Gakpo and Gakpo and Kirkes on. Again, City deal with that because the cross doesn't get past the first man. Marco said Doku best player in the world, WTF. He definitely isn't, mate, but he's having an impactful game today, no denying that. Soboslai into Wirtz. Gakpo has definitely gone out to the left side, so it's almost as if Wirtz now is a false nine. Bradley, cross in. Oh, Jesus. Ball goes off Nico. I think it clips the top of the bar. Could have easily been their own goal. Yep, off his leg. Just over the bar, actually. Yeah, that's the difference there. A little ricochet went in today. He got a little bit lucky. I don't know where you think he's got 0 goals and assists, Gunners. I don't know what fucking player you're watching, but Wirtz has an assist. And also, no problem with him. Why are you focused on our boys? Wirtz is absolutely world class, mate, and no doubt about that. I mean, you sign Gyökeres, he's hardly be tearing the fucking world up, has he? But let us worry about Wirtz, man. He's our player, and I promise you, I've no regrets with Wirtz joining Liverpool. And it wasn't 120 million. It was 115 if we're splitting hairs. Gakpo. Pulls it back to McAllister. Bradley to Salah. To Bradley. Cross in. Oh, Gakpo coming down the far side. Blasted over the bar. Good build-up play between Salah and Bradley. It was tough for Gakpo. He was coming in late at the back post. Bradley plays it to Salah, gets it back off and puts an early cross in. Have a look at this here. He probably should have been keeping that down, to be fair. Never really gets over the top of that ball, Gakpo. He's always leaning back and it's always rising. JDI, thank you, mate. Donnarumma clears it. Canade chests it down. Gravenberch. Bradley. Back to Canade. Almost at the hour mark. Still City leading by 2-0. Corner. No corner. Offside. Flags up. Free kick City. At the hour mark. Slot's made 2 changes so far for those who might not have been with us. He brought on Cody Gakpo and Milos Kerkez and replaced Hugo Ekitike and Andy Robertson. Wirtz, back to Virgil. Bradley to Salah. Nothing on from, so he has to go back to Gravenberch. Canade. He pings a diag, but it's overhit by about 10 yards and it goes out for a throw in on the far side. Donnarumma. Out to Gvardiol. Diaz clears it. Jeremy Doku now. Bernardo Silva, he cuts inside. Back to Josko Gvardiol. Ruben Diaz. Wirtz. Oh, fuck's sake. Final ball just not right. Let's have a look. Was he offside? That should have been a corner, surely. How's that not a corner? Offside flag went up. I fucking don't know about that being offside, lads. That was close. That was close. I think Salah had almost got back on side there, to be fair, but... Oh, fuck off. So much for the linesman's only putting the flag up when it's clear, you know? That was a very tight decision. 3-0. Doku, edge of the box, no pressure on him, get your shot away, good finish, 3-0 City. No pressure on the shot again. Don't know what. Look, this is the same complaint. We've had it about our defenders for a long time. There's nothing else I can fucking say at this point. Ball goes out left side. Look at this space. Doku. Canade. Not a fuck. He's shite. Canade's shite. No determination to block this shot around. It's fuck off. Half-arsed, lazy defending again. Look at it. He doesn't give a fuck. Great finish from Doku. Not trying to take away from the finish. Great finish by Doku. But Canade is an absolute plank. He just stands there. Doesn't try to get out and block him. Doesn't put pressure on him. Fucking lazy. Lazy, arrogant defender from Canade again. Great finish from Jeremy Doku. But that's fucking shocking. Why does Salah still on? Slot doesn't take him off. How are things with the family? Good, Gaz, mate. Good. Family are fine, thanks, mate. Me, on the other hand, not so happy at the minute, as I'm sure you can imagine. Good finish from Jeremy Doku. Look, if you're a Manchester City fan, you're saying good goal there, and I totally get that. From my perspective as a Liverpool fan, I've seen this defendant multiple times. Jockey. Don't go and force. Don't block. Don't put your body on the line. Just lazy, half-arsed. Have a shot. Go ahead. What can happen? So, like I said, this is nothing new for me as a Liverpool fan. This is Canade's attempt at defending. Just doesn't give a shit. Major Alex said, not a care in the world. Sell him already. Canade just doesn't care. Trent like last season, said Kevin. But he'll go on social media and give it the whole I do care shit again. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't. You can see it. That's half-arse defending. Just makes it way too easy for them. Good finish from Jeremy Doku. Full credit to him. But Canade, I just don't even know what to say anymore. Every goal we've conceded in this game, except for two of the three goals we've conceded in this game, you can look at Canade and say, what are you doing, mate? Just what are you doing? And again, no complaints from me about being behind City or the better team in this game. No doubt whatsoever. But, you know, this is not good enough to play at Liverpool Football Club from Canade in particular. And look, all around the pitch we've been second best, but yeah, Canade's just playing like he doesn't give a shit. Geo 1999 said defence is back to being shaky. Yep. Well, when you've got one very, very big weak link in there. The bubble is well and truly burst now with Arna. Questions need to be asked how his style of play suits the Premier League, said Will. Honestly, I'm trying to figure out a lot of stuff, Will. How much of this is down to Arna? How much of it's down to City being better? How much of it's down to the players' lack of intensity out there? Like I say, I don't think there is one person or thing responsible ultimately for all of this. I think it's a collection of failures from the manager, from some of the players, the intensity, tactics. Yes, we'll come into it. I don't know what to say. It's just disappointing again, isn't it? We need a new right back ASAP. Bradley's been rinsed. Look, I disagree with that, and I back Connor Bradley as a right back. Doku is fast and direct and is a good player. I would say Bradley will get there. We need a new right centre back immediately, would be more of an argument that I'd make, Malty, but respect your opinion. Last two results seems pointless after this display, said Tipsy Dipsy. How does Ibu get a place over Gomez right now, said Fat Spicer. I don't know, mate. 5 defeats in 11 games is really poor. I can't argue against that, Henry, mate. Happy Craigo said Salah wouldn't start for PSG, so why for us? Awful. Mate, you just hate Salah at this point. Just say it. Because every stream you comment on, every one of them's been about Salah. Always. Every single time. And if you think Salah is the problem today, I don't know what to say, bro. He is one of them. But, if I'm singling out anybody, I'm singling out Canade as the very weak link in this team today. But like I said, you've been moaning about Salah for a long time, and what the fuck are you bringing PSG into it for? Major Alex said it's not even Arna's fault; it's all on the players. Look, it's a collective responsibility. I think that's fair. Yes, but I can't get away from what I've said about Slot's demeanour, and this is just a personal thing. I think there's... How do I phrase this without sounding like an absolute arsehole? I think there's too much of a relaxed demeanour about too many of the people in and around our squad, and not enough of that Klopp aggression and bite. Is that the right word? Yeah. I would rather a different form of leadership from our manager, from I guess our captain at times. But look, we've been second best. We can sit here and go over all the excuses we want. We've been second best, and that's the most disappointing part, is we've looked so far off it. Nessie said 68 minute and no shots on target. I'm sorry, Craig, but Slot needs to go for me. He isn't good enough. I see no football here. We sit in 8th as of now. Let me just ask that as a poll. Connor, could you put that as a poll, please? So, slot in or slot out. And for what it's worth, I'm slot in. For what it's worth. Like I said, if we had lost 2 out of the 3 games this week, I would have been slot out, like I've said. But we won against Villa, we won against Madrid, and they were better performances. It's always going to be a difficult game away at the Etihad. And when your centre-back's having a shocker and you've got Oliver on VAR, I think it adds into it. But yes, the performance hasn't been good enough. I totally understand some scrutiny on the manager. I'm just giving you my honest take on it. Is I'm not at the point of saying time to go yet, but I understand your frustration and disappointment. That's fair enough. I'm not slot out. How is it on Canade? It's every week. How is it on Canade? Well, he gave away the instant for the penalty, which again gave them a chance. He jumped past the ball for the goal for Erling Haaland when it was easier for him to head it, and he didn't go out and close down Doku and he stood there. That's how it's on Canade. I hope I've explained it clearly enough. Did Slot throw the Carabao Cup and Premier League focus on the Champions League only. I doubt it, mate. You can't just focus on the Champions League only because it's too risky. Did he throw the Carabao Cup? Yes. I've no doubt in my mind about that. That team selection told me he was throwing the Carabao Cup. But we've won at this point. We've got to make sure we qualify for next season's Champions League. Like I said, we have to earn the right to be in the title race conversation. If you're a City fan right now, you're thinking you're back in the title race, and understandably so. They are 4 points behind Arsenal now, and we're 8. That's where we're at. We don't deserve to be talking about title race. Gary said Man City's best player is Michael Oliver, man of the match easily. Stunner Forever Guna said, "You're all right, Craig. Keep up the good work. We've been bent over today, legs wide open. Isak on the bench after costing 125 million. Wow. I didn't expect Isak to get much more than 15 minutes today, coming back from the groin strain. But man, look at this. It's really disappointing. Of course, today's outcome and performance as well. Gakpo with the corner in. Again, Culinary loses his aerial duel there. Second ball in from Gakpo, but it's only as far as Haaland. Offside flags up anyway. Free kick, Man City. Zoshim said, "Craig, we need to buy defenders in January." Absolutely agree, mate. Yeah, I agree. I've been saying for weeks, if we don't get a centre back in early in January, it's criminal. Daniel said, "Investigate the Abu Dhabi group corruption at the top." Look, I'm as fuming as anybody over the penalty incident and over our goal being ruled out. But let's push them aside for a sec if we can, because I know the Virgil one in particular came at a time where it would have made it 1-1. Outside of the absolute clear shafting from Oliver, we haven't deserved to win this game. We've been by far second best. City are deserving winners. I'm a sporting person. You might not agree with my decisions and how I call stuff out at times, but I've no problem admitting when we're not better. I'm with second best team, and today City have been the better team. But it shouldn't take away from the fact that Oliver is absolutely suspect. It shouldn't. Everything I said there stands, but it's not the reason why we've been second best. We just have been second best. That's down to the players and the manager. Szoboszlai now wins the ball back and plays it straight to a Man City player. Fuck's sake. Triple H said it's not even the loss, it's the performances. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. A man with no name said, "Who'd rather win the title, City or Arsenal?" Arsenal. I said this the other day because I've respect for Arsenal. I've no respect for the potential charges and cheating that Manchester City are currently under investigation for. So, as much as Arsenal fans will be unbearable, that's their right if they win the league. And, like I've always tried to say, sportingly, I'll credit Arsenal if they win the league because they deserve to be credited. But yeah, for me, it would be Arsenal over City because I just can't stand what City are and how they've gotten to where they are with the charges over them. I can't respect that. Aiden said, "I think something massive has to change. Craig, you're a star. Help me through so much anxiety, but Liverpool certainly ain't helping right now." Bro, I'm with you. Okay, I was nervous for this game all week. Because it's a tough game at the best of times to go away to the Etihad. It's never, ever anything but a tough game. So if you're not at it, at 100% at your very, very best, this is what's going to happen. And we've been nowhere near it today. Owen said the amount of offsides for pros is awful. Yep, I agree. And some of it's just lazy, not getting back out. Elvis Presley said, "Here comes Virgil with the 'we need the fans' rubbish." I mean, the fans aren't the reason why we're flat again today. It's down to the players and the manager. Unlucky, that one just inches off Virgil's head there. Szoboszlai strike, saved by the keeper. Corner, Liverpool. Do you think Chelsea will win the league this year? No, not a chance. It'd be City or Arsenal the way things are looking. Chelsea too inconsistent. I don't mind the loss. I mind the lack of effort. I'm with you, Aaron. It's not really the lack of effort. It's just accepting of our fate nearly to some extent. And it doesn't look like we were mentally prepared for what was going to come today. Another offside there, this time against Salah, free kick City. Shane, thank you, mate. Have we progressed or regressed under Slot, Craig? I mean, that's actually quite a good question. I think the answer is regressed, but I think again that needs context with the amount of players we brought in is having an impact on that. But would I sit here and say to you that I think all of his tactics have been right? No. I think that's more than fair to be questioning. So in the grand scheme of things, regressed, I think, is the right answer. So we have a poll running, and I am Arne Slot, in or out. Keep voting on it. For what it's worth, I'm in, like I said, but I don't know how much more of this as a fan I can sit through without seeing us. If you lose a game and you lose to a better team when you've put in 100%, it sucks, but you can take it. Today, we've just not been at it from the first minute compared to City. Another corner here to Liverpool. Do you just want to push somebody over now and save time? There he goes again, wrestling with Haaland this time. And Virgil, again, another ball straight in, just not good enough. JP Rascal said, "Slot ball stinks. That rail win was more Klopp style. What do you think What do you think the reason this team just doesn't flow together this season?" Yeah, it is a tough one. I mean, losing Trent we did have a big impact on the identity of the way we play, obviously. Canade being a shit show has impacted it. Salah hasn't been at his best this season. Then you throw in the amount of players we've brought in, and we don't look like the system is clearly set for the way the players were brought in. It doesn't look like there was a fluid plan there for it to gel together. All of it. There's just no one thing I think is the reason, but I just keep coming back to this question. I think it's a really interesting question. I think ultimately the answer to that question is probably Salah puts it wide from fucking 6-7 yards. That's a sitter. We should have been scoring that. It's a sitter. He's maybe 8-9 yards out by the time he hits it. Just lifts over the keeper, open goal, and he drags it wide. It's weak, it's poor. That should have been a goal. Major Alex said Szoboszlai has been a player of the season. Yeah, I agree with that. Charlie Walsh said our performance is not great today. We should have signed 2 centre halves in August. Let Canada go in January. He's cost us top 4 and number 7 now. If not Pool, who will be champions in your opinion? Arsenal. I think, look, City are back in it now, absolutely. And, if Arsenal get the jitters, City will be right there behind them. But at this point, I'd have to say, Arsenal deservedly top of the league. But City are within striking distance now. I'm more Canada out than Slot. Oh, I'm definitely with you on that one. The Irish Wanderer said, "Don't worry, Slot will be on holidays in Ibiza next week, chilling out and telling us they didn't play the way we wanted." Yeah, look, some of those excuses, mate, don't wash at me either. 10 minutes to go on this one. Luke said 200 million spent on strikers, none on the pitch. Well, one was on the pitch and he got substituted, and obviously he's been cautious with Isak, and I get it. Like, I wouldn't be bringing Isak on a 3-0 down now. What's the point? He's just risking an injury, and we don't need that with him. So, Max said if you had Amarin, you'd be fine. United. Look, I get the banter and all, but I actually don't think we would because of the system thing, in fairness. Yeah, so on the system thing, I don't think we would, in all honesty. But look, it is what it is. Banter's fine, man. I've no problem with that. I said earlier on before the match, somebody was saying something about Nico Riley there with a great chance from 7 or 8 yards, and he blasted over. I said there'd be no 4s or 5s today in either direction. Jesus. Could be a 4 here in the wrong direction for us. Like Nico Riley would have really should have done better with that. Actually, about 12, 13 yards out, and he just leans back and skies it. But again, so much space in our penalty area. Right, I'm going to go to 85 minutes and then I'm going to end this poll. So we really do want as big a sample size as we can. Let me know. I am Arne Slot in or I am Arne Slot out. They're the two options. For me, I am in, but not happy. Bradley off, Gomez on, and Chiesa coming on for Wirtz, I believe. Yeah, Wirtz and Bradley off, Gomez and Chiesa on. And again, it's a piss take from Arne, bringing Chiesa on with 7 minutes to go when you're 3-0 down. Piss take. He massively disrespects Chiesa, and it winds us Liverpool fans up something rotten. Like, what's the point? 7 fucking minutes when you're 3-0 down, and that's what he's thrown him into again. Brendy said, I believe Diaz was a major loss too. Yeah, that's fair. But again, I kind of understand that he wanted out, but we didn't replace him, and we were told that we didn't want to block the pathway for Ngamoa, who isn't getting a sniff again. So we've left ourselves a player short again. Lewis said finally Chiesa on, but yet again it's too late. It's a piss take, Lewis, isn't it? Like, you're basically saying, yeah, go out there now, mate. I'm going to rest up the fella I actually want to play for the last few minutes. So you just go out there and toddle around for a few minutes at 3-0 down, and then I'll never have to admit anything about your style of player that you're good enough to play. It's just sticking 2 fingers up to Chiesa, and it really, really is just not on. Could you tell my brother Wayne to stop crying? He's a Pool fan crying like a baby. I don't fucking blame him. So what I mean? I don't blame him. No ledge. 7 minutes for Chiesa. How generous. I know. It's a piss take. To the guy Slayton Bradley, how can he go from hero to zero in less than a week? That's a fickle attitude reserved for the Chelsea fan base. Exactly. Look, Doku's had a good game today. And again, Bradley's had a tough opponent, but look, he held Vini Jr. and owned him. So, I've no problems with Bradley. He's a young fullback learning his trade, and, I think he'll be absolutely fine. So I agree with you on the take on Bradley. I thought it was just silly. Team not adapting to tactics, switch quick enough, said Alec. Thank you, Alec. Just don't see Slot's style of play. No Rio again. JDI said, what does Salah have on Slot? Because how? I know, he's been wandering offside a lot today as well, mate, in, lazy positions. Missed the sitter. And then Canada's been all over the shop, so look. Do you know what really gets me as well? We have to sit through 2 weeks now. 2 weeks on the back of another loss, going into an international break. And that, to me, as a Liverpool fan, is going to be an annoyingly frustrating 2 weeks. Tom Morey said he needs to go tonight. We're not playing very well. I don't care about the fact that you won us a Premier League. We look shocking. We have so much talent to waste it like this. The man is ridiculous. Jasmine said our wingers aren't good enough. Canada is a no-no. I don't disagree with anything you've written there, Jasmine. Today, anyway. Wow, just wow. An amazing performance. 7 shots, 1 on target, 3-0 down, and another standard performance from Canada. Right, I'm going to end this poll now. So, with over... Actually, let's let it get to 7,000 votes because we're nearly there. Another free shot that, you know, the boys can't be arsed actually getting their boots dirty. No throwing your body in front of it to get a block there, Canada. Don't want to get dirty, fella. You just let him have another shot there. Crack on. Right, we want this to get to 7,000 votes. So if you haven't voted, please do. 6,920 at the minute. When we get to 7,000, we'll call it. Does Salah even know the offside rule, said Lewis. He's been lazy at times today with running back from offside, mate. Right, so 54% of over 7,000 people that voted say Klopp out, slot out, not Klopp out, sorry, slot out. 46% said in. I'm in, but with questions. Yeah, but again, appreciate everyone that took the time to vote. I do understand there will be some non-Liverpool votes in there as well, but ultimately you can see it's a split, right? The split pretty much down the middle. Not getting gay is showing we're lacking defensively, but an all-round performances today. It's worrying, the performance today. Agree. Look, we were lucky with Leone, picking up the injury as well. But you're right, we needed to get another centre-back and we left it late and it blew up in our faces. Cola948 said, my bro's a Liverpool fan. Mehdi, upset, crying. I'd say there's many unhappy Liverpool fans here at the minute, mate, and I'm trying to just bite my tongue at the minute and, let people vent because I get it. Of course, I understand. There's not much to be upbeat about today. Lee Thompson said Bradley hasn't had Salah supporting him in defence, which left him constantly one-on-one, which is another fair point. There's been, you've seen Gravenberch coming across a little bit, mate, to help him out to try to double up. But yes, Salah hasn't been doing that dirty work. Will said, Arna, not seeing why bring Gomez on for Bradley and leave Canada on the pitch after a performance like that. Most days are done for the big games. Look, the only thing I can think of, Will, is that he wanted to rest Bradley because we have injuries in that department. But if you're going off a performance, totally understand where you're coming from. Take Canada off, bring Gomez on. But I think it's more a case of he just wants to make sure we don't pick up an injury at right back. Scapegoating anyone is pointless, poor as a team, 100%. I will talk about individual performances, mate, but it is a collective failure. Whether it's the tactics, whether it's the players not responding, it just hasn't been right, and we have been second best all over the park. Fadiz said, Craig, Slot and his backroom staff are the root cause of the problem. Louis Van, what? LFG? I think you mean Liverpool needs to rectify the promise ASAP to save the season. I'm not Slot out either, but his style has been found out, in my opinion. Times like these, I miss Klopp. Look, I definitely understand it's a boring way of playing at times. And we're a team who have triumphed in chaos and with a high intensity. Even look at Madrid, that game. We need that. But today, we just looked second best. We're outfought, outworked, outthought. And City are deserving winners of the game. And, yeah, look, I get it. Nothing else that I don't want to disagree with anybody because, of course, I respect and understand your frustration. I feel it myself. But, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can tell a bit of banter when I see it, mate. Not worried, and better weather we win this easily. Please tell Wayne stop crying. He's a Pool fan. Wayne, stop crying. Is it just me, or is the majority of the goals conceded when Canada is directly involved? They defend poorly and the attack's not working. He doesn't go out and close men down. He just gives them time to shoot. Doesn't press. Doesn't want to get his boots and his socks dirty. More interested in wrestling with men from set pieces than he is about watching the ball. But look, as our friend said a minute ago, there isn't one person that caused this today. It's been a collective failure from the manager, the players, just not good enough. 3 minutes added on by the ref at the end of the game. Yellow card to, I think, Soboslai. HFMCE said Doku needed to be tackled hard from the start, but nowadays you'll get booked for the first challenge. It's difficult to be a defender nowadays. So, did you remember the one that Bradley did get the yellow? For me, he should have got the yellow 15 yards back earlier before Doku gets into the position that he can cause a problem. And that then led to another goal. So, or at least, sorry, I think it led to a free kick. Just, again, naive decision making. I missed the aggression of Nunes. Slot in for now, but next 7 or 8 games, no excuses, said Gaz Nelson. We've gone from prime Salah and Mane to be mediocre. Salah, average, Gakpo. Every top team has elite players to open up the pitch and draw defenders out of position, but we don't have that, said Kem. Thank you, Kem. FC Pitchside said, why did Salah not pass to Gakpo? Is he for real? Like I've said before, when you're talking about Jeremy Doku, who's been given man of the match and can't complain about that, he's had a very good game. With any forward, if you don't score, you're selfish if there's an option to lay it off. And Salah's had, again, times where he's gone for the I want the glory route and it hasn't worked for him. He missed the sitter today. He should have scored. I feel numb watching Liverpool, said Eman. That's exactly how I'm feeling right now, mate. Numb and disappointed. I've no gripes with the result. I do have a gripe at the Oliver decision making, but I've no gripes about losing this game. We don't deserve to win it. We've nearly had the 3 minutes of stoppage time. If you can't, hit that subscribe button for me, folks. Let's try and get some positive out of this one today. We've got a match reaction coming up straight after the game and a player ratings video as well. And I'll be back tonight for the late night agenda. Sam Vickers said, the only fault on Ireland today is not taking Mo off. The same team we loved against Madrid. Today is down to the individual and poor officiating. You'd have to say, though, Sam, full-time whistle's gone. Manchester City beat Liverpool by 3-0. And look, they deserve to win. Fair play to City for their win. You have to say, though, Sam, tactics does come into it, mate. And he does set the tone. So, yes, individual performances and players haven't been good enough. That's fair. But I don't think we can say the manager hasn't had an input into it as well. It's a collective failure. Cal Downs said the result, again, is on slot and shows he's the problem. Same lineup as Tuesday, but set up completely differently. Man needs to take a look at himself. Also, why is Salah still on the pitch? Look, I don't have the answers to those questions. But look, ultimately, full-time whistle's gone, as I've said. Manchester City 3, Liverpool 0. Congratulations to City, deserving winners on the day. As Liverpool fans, we've got more questions than answers about the performance, about the tactics. Yeah, this is one of those we'll have to just take on the chin and come back better. So City have put themselves back into a title race. And Liverpool so far off it, like 7 shots in the game, 1 on target. That's not good enough, is it? City 13 shots, 6 on target, and look, deserving winners. Look, ladies and gents, I'm going to go get ready for the match reaction. We'll see you over there in 60 seconds. Thank you to everyone that joined us today. I do appreciate your support. Obviously, we ain't happy, and we'll talk about it in the match reaction. If you'd like to have your player rating submitted for a player ratings video, scan that QR code there on the screen. That'll bring you to the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp, where you will see the form to submit your player ratings. I'll see you in 60 seconds for the match reaction.